Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. So of course this is the pre-stream, just making sure everything's a-okay. So if there's anybody in chat, that'd be fantastic if you guys could actually tell me. Of course, all lasses. Is that possibility, isn't there? Hello there, Pino. How you doing, my friend? Yep, so that's good. I can see things moving. Hello there, so I'm going to assume that you can actually hear me, so that's pretty fantastic. Okay, so the stream begins officially at about 6 PM. But this is always good. It's always, I plan to actually always go live early, because if there's any technical issues, you don't want them after the time you're meant to be live. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt multiple times. Not doing that one again. But at least we do get to have a little bit of a talk beforehand. I mean, if you guys want to ask any questions, feel more than free to do so. I do have the manual in front of me, so I can try and answer as many questions as possible. Or, I mean, if you even want to ask about the the scenario today, then feel free to go ahead and do so. Just going to do a little bit of reading on the manual here, to see if I can find anything interesting. So what I've been rather interested in as of late is the, how coastal guns work. How fortresses work, really. That's something I'd like to understand more about. I do hope everybody is doing well, however. Weather here in the UK has been, it's been alright, not too bad. Hello there, Elite Mega Pro. That's a hell of a name there. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, definitely Kido Butai hype. I mean, we will have the massive, well, really what remains of the Japanese carrier fleet. So we can see here that we do have Shokaku, Zuikaku, Yunyo, Hiyo, Taiyo, Zuiho, Ryo, Shitos, and Chiyoda. So gone are Akagi, Kaga, Hiru. Which other one am I thinking of now? There was another one, I can't remember it now. Forgot the original 6 now. Akagi, Kaga, Hiru. I see Shokaku and Zuikaku. What was the other one now? What was the 6th fleet carrier in Kido Butai in 1941? Well, we're actually not beginning as of yet. We will be officially beginning at 6 PM. But I'm just making sure that everything's ready and good to go. Make sure that the audio's fine and video is fine. It's always good to just have a little bit of a pre-stream as well. Those of you who are early, at least you're not going to be too bored, and you get to ask some questions. So win-win-win. What is it? Winner-winner chicken dinner. Something of that nature. How you doing there, Lanza? It's good to see you again, my friend. Okay. I'm still trying to remember the last carrier. So, Zuikaku, Shokaku, Hiro, Akagi, Kaga. That's 5. What the hell? Hiro? Did I say Hiro? I think I already said Hiro. Oh, I forget the name of the last one. Hello there, E-Judge. How you doing, my friend? Oh, E-Dougal? E-Dougals. E-Dougals. That's a great name. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, so some brownie points here if you guys can actually recall all 6 fleet carriers in Kido Butai in 1941. Doing well. I have a question. Is there much land combat in this, or is it mainly naval? Well, there is definitely land combat in this game. How it works, of course, is... well, to be honest, the game is primarily focused on sea and air actions. But land definitely does play a big part. It's, obviously abstracted to a degree. Of course, you do have the division, you have regiments, you have brigades. I mean, you can have units consisting of just a few men. But of course, they are given values such as assault value, which basically indicates how effective they are, how much, like, combat strength they actually have. Units do suffer from disruption and fatigue. They, of course, have a table of equipment. US forces and allied forces in general do tend to have far superior table of equipment than the Japanese forces will have in terms of equivalent years. Like a 1945 US division is very much different from a 1945 Imperial Japanese division. So it's very interesting. leaders play a part as well. So the land combat is not like one of the East or one of the West. No, it's similar, but different. Of course, the scale of this game is larger. So you're not seeing turns go by in weeks, you're seeing turns go by in days. I do hope that answers your question. But there's lots of different factors that can affect land combat. It's actually rather interesting. Yeah, you're more than welcome there, my friend. Terrain does play a big role as well. For example, clear terrain is definitely the terrain you wish to have when moving and when fighting. For example, if you are defending in a mountainous province, then yeah, it's going to be absolute hell for the aggressor. But that is rather common sense. But for instance, when marching through jungles, vehicles actually do suffer more so than infantry when it comes to the movement. So for example, when it comes to like the dense jungles, you're better off really sending infantry to march through it in terms of actual speed rather than vehicles. So it's rather intriguing, actually. I mean, Burma is a very interesting theatre because of that, and of course Malaya as well. The Dutch East Indies does see a rather different type of terrain distribution. China does as well. Of course, Japan has some very interesting terrain. Definitely not terrain you'd like to invade, really. It can be done. There is a scenario, actually, I believe it is Operation Downfall, that does cover the invasion of Japan, and that is a very interesting scenario. Do we have any additional questions in chat then before we get going soon? I mean, please feel absolutely free to ask anything you'd like. No question is too silly. See, the best part today is I actually don't have a cold. I'm over my cold, which is really nice. Last Friday when I was streaming, oh man, I did have like a bit of a cold. Does this cover the Soviet invasion of Manchuria? It does indeed. The Japanese player can accidentally trigger earlier Soviet invasions if they take too much force out of Manchuria. You have to keep at least 8,000 assault value in Manchuria. At least in 41. I'm not entirely sure if it stays 8,000 throughout the years. It may potentially decrease, but well, rise. I suppose rise might be an option. I may also stay at 8,000. It's hard to say as I've not played through all years of the game. But definitely 41, 42, it's about 8,000. Of course, should you have less than 8,000 assault value in Manchuria, it's not an automatic declaration of war by the Soviet Union, but there is a chance that they will declare war. I do believe there's an AAR on the actual forums for One of Pacific, where somebody actually did accidentally trigger an earlier Soviet invasion, and it goes through basically how they struggled to deal with that. And I can imagine that's a hell of a struggle. Hello there, Lupus. Tenno Haika Banzai. I have an idea, build a big wall around the Marianas and make the Americans pay for it. Oh, they'll pay for it. How to make fighters escort bombers. Okay, well I can definitely help with that one. So what we're going to do then, while we are waiting for the stream, is I go through how to have fighters escort bombers. Now when it comes to aircraft coordinating, because this is what you want to have in principle, is air coordination. So let's take a look over here, for example, of these G4M2s. Now, if I was to set them to a airfield attack, for example, and then assign them a target. Now, what you have to bear in mind is the actual, let's see, cruise speed of the aircraft. That plays a very important role. You want to try and group aircraft by their cruise speed, ideally. It's not super critical, but it definitely does help for coordination. You also have to look at the actual capability of a squadron leader. For example, his air command over here for the squadron leader, the 761 KUK, is 56. So, he's not terrible, he's not great either. But what you want to aim for really is then make sure that you have the mission assigned, so airfield attack target, then set an altitude, and set the same altitude for all the aircraft that you want to actually run that mission. Ideally trying to make sure they are similar cruise speeds. When it comes to actually escorting your bombers, you want to then have escorts set over here, and then set the target at the bomber's target. Give them drop tanks as well, that definitely does help. And of course, you can set them to a similar altitude or the same altitude, that definitely does help with coordination. You'd also benefit from having your fighters based at an airbase closer to your target. That also helps with coordination. I do believe having them within the same headquarters also helps. If you actually have a air headquarters, so for example, we have a 61st Air Flotilla. As you can see, it has a command radius of 1 hex. So I believe that's obviously the hex it's in and 1 hex around it. If it is, well, if there's an airfield within that radius, it also does benefit from additional coordination, which really does help. You know how he triggered it? His supply task force of one of the Aleutian Isles got scared by an enemy surface task force and it retreated near the Soviet coast. And it unloaded supply of the coast. Wow. That is impressive. That triggered the Soviets active because a bunch of crates of rotten sushi were dumped on the Soviet coastline. That is genuinely impressive. I'm going to have to go ahead and read that AR myself, to be honest. It does sound like an incredible laugh. But it is a very interesting scenario, really, of like, what if the Soviets actually did go to war with the Japanese Empire earlier? And it wouldn't have been great for the Soviets. I mean, they probably would have, I don't know, they would have achieved some interesting progress, but ultimately, how would that have seen them cope in other theatres? It would have obviously demanded additional resources, of course. Indeed. Hello there, Jackalus. How you doing, my friends? Yeah, so that's a quick and dirty aircraft coordination guide there. In a few months they rolled over China like a road roller. Yeah, I can imagine. What year did he actually activate them in? 41 perhaps, or 42? Yeesh. Definitely not something you'd like there. So of course we only have about 3 minutes now till the stream begins in proper. Looking forward to this. Hello there, Freya. 42, yeah, I can imagine they would be rolled over. Oh, absolutely. And then obviously you're having to contend with the British as well as the Chinese forces. That'd be fun. The game ended with Japanese surrender in 1942. I can imagine it's like you're up against every major power. Not great. Yeah, that definitely would screw up the Japanese plans in the Pacific. Definitely. It's one of these, isn't it? It would have caused absolute economic meltdown as well. Because Manchuria definitely was something of a plaster for the Japanese. Of course, the actual hard fought for gains. Definitely not something you would want to lose. Only 2 more minutes now. Yeah, so be careful of Uncle Joe. So is the uncle, isn't it? Well, I don't know about Uncle Joe, but we have Uncle Sam to contend with currently. I'm not doing too badly. I think we've got a few things going in our favour, which is quite nice. I suppose as much as we could do. Just 1 more minute now. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Garry's Grisby's War in the Pacific Admirals Edition, where today we are once again fighting the second round of the Marianas campaign, which is going to be rather interesting actually. We have scored some pretty significant victories. We have taken a lot of casualties, that is definitely assured, but we've achieved some rather important victories. So for example, today the actual Americans here, they did lose 26 F6Fs, 3 Hellcats. That's actually a fair loss for the Americans. Of course, they do have them in abundance, more than abundance. But at least we actually do have some gains, of course. Hello there, Blobka. How you doing, my friend? Now, we can see here that the US has so far lost 98 Hellcats throughout this campaign so far. 32 Avengers. Now, we've only lost 9 G4M2 Bettys here, but then again, well, lost them on the ground. And yeah, it's actually quite interesting. That one I do find interesting. I suppose the only thing I could work out is maybe they were from one of the actual escort carriers. Perhaps they could have landed on a... that means only one thing, one of the... so that would indicate that a carrier has sunk then. Interesting. Perhaps one that we're not actually aware of, but it would make sense as we did definitely sink a good few last turn. Well, in the last few turns as well. We have so far lost 50 A6M5 zeros and 54 A6M2 zeros. We have lost 9 A6M2 Senbakus, but the thing is, they're not exactly there are my hopes riding on them. Okay, yeah, a few Wildcats have been lost there as well. Definitely. Now, I'm not seeing actually how they were lost, but they have been lost. Interesting. Now, if we go back over here then, if we actually take a look towards the ships that have been sunk so far. So we'll sort by actual, let's see, sunk by, we'll go by date. Okay. Right then, so we can see here that the Hong Kong Maru near Guam was sunk pretty early on. But we did actually take out the Corregidor and the Chinango. I'm assuming that is how it's pronounced. I actually do not know. But yeah, that's actually rather important. Their aircraft capacity is only 31 aircraft, so definitely not huge fleet carriers, that's assured. But major victories nonetheless. We then subsequently lost I-185 off the coast of Pearl Harbor. She did make a couple days, but she was lost. And then the cruiser Oi was lost in surface combat with the likes of the Iowa. She did manage to take a few hits. Unfortunately, we weren't able to land actual hits with our torpedoes. But then, of course, we do see another Allied escort carrier sunk, and supposedly another one over here, the Breton. We've done fairly well on sinking the escort carriers so far. Another good victory was sinking of the landing ship over here, the Gunston Hall. That does help us out. Supposedly Washington has been sunk, but we did score a torpedo hit on her, but yeah, these battleships are made of sterner stuff. However, we did manage to actually last long enough for Kido Butai to arrive once more. Now when you have lots of DDs, night raids, yeah, we'll definitely have to try that. And what we need to do then, first and foremost, before we take a look at Kido Butai, the arrival of combined fleets in the area, we need to take a look at how we can actually defend Saipan, because it looks as though Saipan is going to be under attack as of next turn. Well, this turn, really. Let's see, what can we do here? Now, what do I have in terms of fortifications? So let's take a look at the island of Saipan. So we do have level 5 fortifications. I suppose we should have been building them up, but hey-ho. We were trying to actually expand the airfield. We could tell them to stop expanding the airfield and perhaps build fortifications. Probably the best bet right now. It's a little bit of wasted time there in the airfield, but the fortifications are needed. If we take a look, yeah, we are lacking on aviation support. That's definitely correct there. It might be worthwhile transferring these planes out from Saipan to somewhere else at the moment. Put the Kido Butai just arrange your bombers so they can strike the landing fleet there, but stay away from his Death Star, definitely. We can see off the coast there 2 ships. We do not know exactly what they are. Down over here, a large surface force. Yeah, So there's definitely American fleet carriers somewhere nearby. Our submarines have been met with some really good success over here in the Marshall Islands, so we'll continue to patrol around these islands, around these atolls. But we do need to really watch out for American carrier strength. I did actually manage to get a few ships out of the actual Marianas, which is nice. So we do have the option of actually draining fuel from these bad boys, or even transferring additional forces to the islands. So for example, I do have the 14th Division over here. They could be moved into either Guam or Saipan. Possibly having reinforcements would not be a bad idea at all. It would definitely help us in terms of dealing with things. We could have them as a reserve, really. And even to reverse the situation should it go well for us. Now then, I do of course have a few midget submarines guard and truck at the moment. We don't really have much in the way of actual air support over here. I think what we may have to do then is consider where we move our planes here on Saipan. We do have a few squadrons. I suppose the question comes down to, is it worthwhile doing so? At Guam, we're already way over our capacity here. We could definitely do with moving a few of these guys out from here, to be honest. Though, it's a matter of force convergence at the moment. I could base a few of them at Tinian, perhaps. What do I have at Tinian? A few troops over here, not huge numbers, but a few nonetheless. We'll tell Tinian and Guam to build their fortifications. Yep, you're on with building your fortifications, that's fantastic. Now, Tinian has a usable airfield, that's for damn sure. In terms of troop numbers, we do have a few elements. We have some infantry, the 135th Infantry Battalion, at least a section of it, the 50th Infantry, and the 56th Naval Guard. Yeah, and that is correct, as Lupus points out that a lot of aviation support at Tinian. If we take a look over there, yeah, 144. Definitely the right spot to move them to. So we are going to move our A6 and 5s. We're going to move basically the vast majority of our aircraft here to Tinian. Due to the nature of the threat here to the island of Saipan, it's not worth losing our aircraft, as they can definitely fight again. Of course, there will be a number left behind, those which are damaged, but we might be able to rescue them one day. And should the island hold, then they'll be repaired. Okay. Transfer you over to Tinian. Let's see what we can manage here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, this 865 squadron is pretty damn untouched, and yeah, we absolutely need it. We need these fighters to really give us additional air escorts, just additional support, really. Okay. So you can see here that we do have only 2 fighter bombers. Let's see, what do we have in terms of capacity here at Tinian? Right, we're still looking good, That's what I like to see. We do have a number of float planes over here. Only the 1 bomber. But if we take a look over here then, so we can see we're running 100% combat air patrol at the moment. Well, sorry, not combat air patrol, but escort. We could look at running increased amounts of combat air patrol. That may be worthwhile, but then again, it's one of these things of, if we try and intercept American aircraft raids, we're not going to come off very well. We're probably better off just allowing it to happen. Okay. The main thing we can do here, then, is definitely move additional submarines into the area. So move them over here to Saipan. Now, it looks as though his forces are, for the most part, actually not escorted. Yeah, I'm not seeing any real warships in there. So if we can actually grab them right now, that could be a very, very dangerous situation for the Americans there. We'll send a good number of actual submarines over that way. I suppose I'll leave the midget submarines over here. Yeah, we do have a number of submarines that are pretty much crippled. For example, this one here, cripple. It's not going anywhere. Okay, so what we're going to do then is dock here. Ideally can get some repairs underway. Indeed, we need to strike. Okay, I'm going to base a couple submarines just off the coast as well. Right. We really can't run full speed too much longer on a lot of these submarines. So we'll turn it down to mission speed. They don't have far to go for their objectives. But indeed, we'd like to try and just spread out some of this patrol here. Try and shield some of the other islands. There we go. One more here. Ideally, we should pick up on incoming forces as well. So how are you guys all doing, Ben? I mean, it's definitely good to be back. I'm really happy I get to stream the next part of the Marianas. Very kind of Matrix for allowing me to do so. I do hope you guys did actually enjoy the last episode. Yeah, with Kido Butai mouse. I think we've got a fair chance to fight back here. A fair chance. Okay. The numbers of aircraft that we have here are not too bad at the moment. We are suffering due to the nature of the beast here, the fact that we have too many aircraft and one airfield. Exactly. Really gonna keep on those cliffhangers, haven't I? Okay. What do we have at Withdrawal? Okay, so I have some Naval Guard units, some SNLF, some engineers. What I'm going to tell them to do is I'm going to gather up the 14th Division, actually. And have them really primed. Let's see, load troops. Right. Give you a destination. We do need to run this as a amphibious one, to be honest. So let's see. So disband the actual task force here. What we're going to do then is we're going to go into Babal, Okay, we'll go here, create a new task force. Create this as an amphibious mission. Right, there we go. Yeah, exactly. Right. Speed is going to be a concern, but then again, we do need to make sure we can actually transfer them. I don't imagine we'll be able to transfer the entire division, but even just a couple of units would be worthwhile. These patrol boats are fairly slow. Probably not worth it. We could actually do that under the cover of Combined Fleet. What's this concoction? So there, Ragnar. This is the second half of the Battle of the Marianas. Of course, the first part came last week when I streamed for Matrix Games and Slytherin Games, and here we are once again. So what we're trying to do here at the moment is we do have the battle really just beginning for Saipan. The Americans look to be landing here next turn, and we've evacuated a great amount of A6 and 5s from Saipan to Tinian. We do have American forces closing in, so we are going to be looking at using Combined Fleet here to drive them off, but also preparing to retake the island if necessary, or at least reinforce the island. I'd say definitely reinforce the island. Okay, I do have the escorts over here. The Tsubami. Her speed's actually pretty good. She does have the ability to actually escort, which is quite nice. She does be able to try and fend off enemy submarines, which is a bonus. Okay, so I actually have the heavy cruiser Takao, a light cruiser, and 2 destroyers. Okay, fantastic. We actually have something that would function as a proper escort. That is what I do like to see. So let's see here. What else could we use for amphibious? Troop capacity is what I'm looking for. We do have one ship over here that can actually carry troops. So that's good enough, I suppose. We'll put in there then Takao, Yahagi, Yuzuki, and Yanagi. Yanagi, of course, being the rather fortunate destroyer. Okay, Suga actually has some really good speed. Tsubami has some okay speed. Suga, really good though. That 32 knot is pretty impressive. We are going to need to probably just throw a lot of ships in here. A lot of escorts just to try and give them some kind of cover. Okay. What we'll do then is we'll wait for our additional units to arrive over here next turn so we can start loading all at once. What I'll do then, issues we can't actually dock here. So what we'll do is, once they arrive next turn, we'll see if we can actually dock here at Babaldwab. The port is size 3, so we can actually manage a few thousand tons, so we could get at least a few of them docked. Okay. Now, of course, the main show here is going to be Kido Butai. So let's take a look at what we actually have available. So, entirely 8s and 5s for our fighters here. 157 of them in total, 151 are ready as we speak, 2 not ready and 4 in reserve. The morale of these squadrons isn't particularly the best. The Zuiho squadron there is the best with 75. Now, if only the rest of them had something like that morale. Oh no, but again, we do have 80 morale and 80 morale here. Zuikaku and Shokaku. So these are our crack squadrons, our veteran squadrons. So they're currently targeted to run escort. Yeah, we escort in. Right. Okay, what we're going to do here then is we are going to send them to 20,000 feet. Pretty much the best altitude for the Zero. So one where it generally tends to be at a decent altitude to dive on enemy planes. But of course, the Hellcats and Wildcats, yeah, they don't tend to be lower than the Zeros anymore. They tend to be diving on the actual Zeros. Okay. So we'll obviously use the drop tanks, trying to get the most of our range, which is going to make a big difference here. What we'll do then is, we could of course run 1 or 2 squadrons, principally on combat air patrol over the actual task force here, which is not a bad idea. At least that way we know that we definitely have at least 2 squadrons. I'm probably going to go about 2 squadrons. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll set them up for escort. And then we'll set up 2 squadrons, change their orders so that they are actually combined. Well, concerned with only the carrier safety. And of course the actual units here as well. Okay. Right then, so I'm going to set this down to 0. So currently running escort. So, all aces and 5 zeros here to these orders, so obviously use the drop tanks. And now if I take a look over here then, in terms of numbers, yeah, not exactly great. What I'll do then is, I'd say probably the zeros in the smaller numbers, have them run 80-20 perhaps, or even 50-50 for the time being. It's definitely hard to say. If I have them rest, that means that they won't go out to escort. But it would mean, I mean, it's not a huge number, is it? I suppose we'd have to go with a larger squadron. Okay. I'm going to take the squadron from Hio. So we'll have them on 50% combat air patrol. And Yunyo. Though, then again, I think higher is probably better. So we'll go with 80-20. Yeah, Lupus, as you say, that 80-20 is pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, so Hio and Yunyo go with 80-20. Yeah, that's true. Though, being a conservative man, I'm going to go with an additional 3rd squadron here on Combat Air Patrol. I mean, we might set... Yeah, I think I might take all these from Chito Shioda. Yeah, probably for the best. We don't need to babysit our bombers, and it definitely does help. But the fighters are principally concerned now, at this point, with protecting the carriers. If we lose our carriers, we lose the ability to wage war as a navy. It's like, if we do lose them, the Imperial Japanese Navy becomes an afterthought. Okay, so that still leaves us a fair number here on escort missions. But at least now the carrier security is somewhat guaranteed, I suppose. Now, let's see. I think we do definitely want to have a vanguard force. Of course, we already do have one in the form of the Yamato battle group. But I think what I might do here then is if we look over here. Now, 31 ships here. Pretty full, isn't it? I think what we'll do then is drop some of these destroyers that don't have very good AA. Or at least the ships without very good AA. Yeah, Garno can get out. Okay. So those were the lemons. Now, what I think I might do here is have Yamato and Musashi assigned to the actual task force. And we really want to have as much AA as possible. And the Yamatos are just beautiful. I mean, I definitely want to use these guys in engagements, but we want to make sure that they can actually make it in there. So if we'll have them with the carriers, then at least they are going to be protected. So we'll have our fleet carriers, our 2 super heavy battleships, as well as the other battleships and heavy cruisers. I really want to reconstruct Kido Butai to have as much AA as possible. Do we actually have radar? Okay, we actually do have radar, which is fantastic. Congo, Haruna, pairing a raiding party. I mean, yeah, definitely could do something like that. I mean, look at the size of these things. These are 67,000-ton battleships. There's entire task forces that weigh less than this. We will definitely strike that landing force. Okay, so we're going to take Yamato. So we need to dump a few more ships over here, then. Okay. We'll dump... Let's see. Ayoda. Dump you. We do like the Maya. She's really something to behold in terms of AA. Okay, let's sort by AA capacity then. It eats more fuel than some fleets and its AA was undersized. Pretty much. But those guns, man. Those guns. Okay. So we're going to actually transfer Congo and Haruna out of here, actually. Okay. Need a couple more out of there. Hard choice. So what we'll go with then is the destroyers. Okay, there we go. We've freed up some decent space there. We, of course, will need escorts, but we'll see what we have, and we will also have a vanguard force, of course. So what we'll do then is we'll take Musashi Yamato. Shimikaze is one of the most modern DDs the Japanese had. That's pretty impressive then. Did I transfer her out? Shimikaze. She might still be in here, actually. Yeah, there we go, Shimikaze. Yeah. Pretty damn new, isn't she? She does have some pretty, damn impressive armaments there. I mean, the fact that each ship now has radar is just so good. If only we had radar when the war began. Okay. Nagato. She'll do. Okay, so that leaves us 2 more. What we could do then is potentially take... Chokai's got a pretty good AA. Yeah, I'd say that's worthwhile. We really do want to make sure our carriers are protected above all. Okay. Now, what sort of speed can we actually manage here? This could actually be a very effective force to actually deter the Allied landings. So we do have here a minimum speed of 30 knots, so that is the speed of the Congo and Haruna. So that sounds pretty good. Okay. Interdiction force. What we're going to do then is set them to react. So we'll have them react within, I'd say, 2 hexes of Kido Butai. Well, I mean, question is, it's like, yeah, 2 hexes. At least then they may be able to, we'll actually increase that to 3 hexes then, I suppose. Right. So I'm going to have you follow Task Force 131, Kido Butai. Yep. Direct. Threat tolerance is high. Well, actually, no, we want it to be normal. You shouldn't retreat anyway. You are led by Taman Yamaguchi. Awesome. Nagumo is leading Kido Butai. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at our naval search planes over here. So it's going to be a fairly easy choice with these guys. What we're going to do then is go to carrier aircraft, turn off the fighters here, go to float planes. Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, so we'll sort by model here. Okay, 100% search. There's no time to really rest now. There we go. What do we have? Are these still the original models? It looks as though we are spotting some radar now, which is fantastic. Currently running 6,000 feet, yep. Okay. The Daves are going to look pretty useful for more medium-ranged reconnaissance. So let's go ahead and use them in that role. Yeah, oh, only 4. Not very good, is it? Okay, use them nonetheless. Now, of course, we do have a great number of Petes. We don't have a huge amount of these Jakes, do we? So it's going to be a little bit awkward. We could divide the actual units aboard Yamato, for example, so we'll do so. Musashi, yeah, oh, right, can't, okay. So what we're going to do then is going to work backwards. So we'll set all of them to 100% search. So set all F1, M2 Petes. Now we're going to have around half of them run Night Orbs. There we go. Okay. Well, roughly half. We don't need too much in the way of Night Orbs, but this will help. So that is 8... No, so that's 10 aircraft there. That are running 100% search at night, which should be sufficient. Now, what I can do then is go back over here. So we'll go back into our carrier aircraft. Okay. At least we can go to the F1M2 Petes. Right, yep, select all F1M2 Petes on ships in this hex. Yep, they're all going to do that. Yeah, I think that's everything we need here. If I go and take a look at the interdiction force. Right. Yeah, you're running the same here, that's good to see. Have you run Night Ops? Ah, this is Yamato. There we go. Not as much in the way of Night Ops is required there, but that's fine. Okay, so let's take a look at our actual bombers and other aircraft aboard Kido Butai. So we actually do have some fighter bombers aboard Kido Butai, which is actually rather interesting here. Let's see. So these bad boys do carry 250 kilogram general purpose bombs. Nothing really fantastic. They're pretty much just D3A1 Vals, I suppose, just faster ones, if anything. They're still effective as fighters, not as effective as Zeros. Of course, they are carrying the bomb under. It does slow them down somewhat, but they're still going to be run like Zeros. Effectively, I could actually use them. What's their range? Their range is not bad, actually. Yeah, 14 hexes at max. That's not bad at all. I think what we'll do then is we'll use them in much... Yeah, it really is tiny. It's handy though. It's definitely handy. We can make use of it. What we'll do then is we'll use all of the A6M2 Senbakus, basically to protect the carriers. So set all of them to about 20,000 feet as well. I suppose I could actually set them to 15,000 feet. Yeah, we'll go with 15,000 feet. At least then they are a little bit closer to the actual ocean. Right, dive bombers. So we do have some D3A2 Vals, and we also have some D4Y1 Judies. Of course, the Judies are pretty damn good. Their range is pretty damn impressive. Though, I mean, I could actually use these as long-range reconnaissance aircraft, to be honest. Yeah, general purpose isn't very impressive. Though if it starts a fire, that's all we need when it comes to carrier-on-carrier combat. Though they could be used against the US landed forces as well, so still handy, still handy. Okay. I think what we need to do here is take a look at our D3A2 Vals. So max, their range is only 6. Yeah, these Vals are only carrying 250 kilogram bombs themselves. Nothing impressive. The D4Y1 Judies, 500 kilogram bomb. Their reduced loads are only a 250. So, twice as good as the AU-672 Senbaku, as well as the D3A2 and the D3A1. Just definitely better aircraft. Durability isn't great. Let's see. And the D3A2 has slightly more maneuverability and durability, but she's not carrying much. Yeah, definitely. We really want to destroy their landing ships most part. Okay, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to have them obviously set up for naval attack and only naval attack. We'll use them in a search capacity to a extent. They're still going to be out there at 6 hexes, which is not bad. Okay. 10,000 feet, yep. Okay, so all D3A2 Vals will run this. So when they're not actually out there... Actually, to be fair, I'll increase that to 20%. There we go. No, I'll go back to 10%. True, but until we actually close in, I'm going to have them run in search. Once we do close in with the enemy and we are aware of what is in the immediate vicinity, then I'll switch them all over to naval attack. But for the time being, I'm going to run them with some search on just to make sure we have some additional forewarning just in case. I love these D4Y1s. They have some amazing range. But of course, they're going to be sent to naval attack as well. And they're going to operate at 6 hexes, I do believe, to match the D3A2 Vals. At least initially. Okay. So naval attack, then rest. We'll run 10% search as well at 10,000 feet. There we go. Make sure they're using their drop tanks just in case. So set that range down to 6 regardless. There we go. Okay. Now, I could use them for search at longer ranges, which might be worthwhile. I might do that with one of the squads. Yes, I do have you with 11. What do I have in terms of torpedo bombers? Right. We do have a fair amount. B6N Jills. And 1s. We also still have some B5N2s. Okay, so we're looking at 9 and 10 hex range. Pretty decent. Definitely nothing matching that of a D4Y1. So I suppose what I'll do is actually use the planes from Yunyo. Indeed. Right, what I am going to do then is run this squadron at 40% search. I'll run them at maximum range. I'll lower that altitude, actually. Yeah, just naval search. Okay. In fact, I'll put 80% of the squadron out there and 20% to rest. We'll use them in that role for 1 turn. Basically, I want some long-range reconnaissance ahead of the fleet. Once we do actually close the enemy, we'll turn that off. There we go. Let's actually take a look at the range. How long until we can come in range of the Marianas? Let's take a look. Right. So we're going to be moving at 4 hexes per day. So we'll end up about... Well, this looks where we'll end up. So Puxa's within 15 hexes of Saipan. Not quite within range. I could move at full speed, so let's take a look at if we move at full speed. I could achieve 7 hexes. So if we end up, let's say, 8 hexes. Right, yeah, that would actually make sense. That's our current position, which doesn't take into account the movement. So we should be about here. Yeah, give or take there. There we go. We'll roughly be in this area. Saipan would be 12 hexes away. So we could reach it with torpedo bombers. I suppose... See, this is the thing. I'm a little bit more cautious than I normally would be. Of course, we do have a great number of fighter cover here. It may be worth it then to have the torpedoes actually try to hit the enemy forces over here. I could use the D4Y1s to actually try and hit them over here at Saipan. Okay, I think we'll go for that then. Let's take a look. So, if I was to move on a direct course, puts us about here. 12 hexes. Yeah, I think what we'll do then is we'll set up the D4Y1s and the... Well, the D4Y1s could manage it. They'd be using a lighter bomb load. They'd only be carrying for 250 kilograms. It does make me wonder, though. I think it might be worthwhile to actually conserve our strength to a degree. So I'll go with the current setup. I'm going to reduce the range. So we're looking at 6 here. What we'll do then is we'll run for... Yeah, we'll look at 10 hexes. Right. I want them to actually run principally with the torpedo bombers. Combine them. So we'll probably run them about 9 hexes as well, so we can actually get the most out of our forces. So run in here at 10. We're actually going to reduce that down to 9. So we'll stand them down, put them on naval attack, and then rest. Yep, okay. Don't need you to actually be out here. Searching, so all B6 and 1 Jills. Yep, there we go. I suppose I could do that for the entirety of the carrier. Torpedo bomber complement. Yep, B5N2s. Yep, there we go. Okay. Pretty much. Are these reconnaissance aircraft? Oh, I see. So I actually do have some D4Y1C duties. Right, okay. Well, that actually fixes it. Right, yeah, their range is even better. Fantastic. Okay, well, that solves a issue there. So we can go back to our torpedo bombers. Sorry, dive bombers, I should say. Yeah, we'll actually remove that target set 2 moments. Right, so naval attack rest. Yep, okay. No search necessary. I want them all to operate at 9 hexes. So all carrier D4Y1 duties in this hex. Yep, run naval attack at 10,000 feet. There we go. Fantastic. I'll have the DVA2s actually run search still. I think it's not a bad idea just to have a couple out there. Okay, we'll go over here then to our reconnaissance. So we want them really out there, just... Definitely. Right, so search, 100%. Then again, what I'll do with this squadron is we'll turn off that, and I'm going to actually use them to gather information over Saipan, so ideally what is there in terms of forces, or is that necessary? I suppose it's not, doesn't hurt us if we fell at it, considering, yeah, it's only 2 of them, so we'll run that. So we'll currently run here then, using drop tanks at 6,000 feet. And this is some fantastic naval search capabilities there. Fantastic. There we go. Very happy about that. Okay. Yeah, that suits me fairly well. We're going with a somewhat more... I'd say... Right. I'm going to go with normal threat threshold. And we do have 2 of the largest battleships in human history here. As well as Nagato. Fair number of heavy cruisers. Not as many, but we're not really going to be expecting naval, well, surface-on-surface engagements. Right. You're set to follow. I'll want you to operate on full speed as well, just match. And there we go. It is going to use a lot of fuel. Right, let's go back here. Check. I believe one of them had a unit, target set. Yep, Saipan. Okay. We look like we're ready to go. The recon planes had a target set, it's okay now. Ah, right, fair enough. Awesome. Okay, so we've got combined fleet set up there. We'll have our force over here head out to pick up some additional men. Yeah, these submarines are really just completely out of fuel, so we'll have them return. Refuel. Okay. What else do we have here? Ah, Satsuki. Are you armed with torpedoes? Yes, you are. Okay, so I can actually use you. Yeah, definitely use you. Okay, so you're going to be sent to Saipan. Now, your threat tolerance is going to be absolute. Well, I don't want you to never retreat, but let's see. Direct. I'll set it to high. I do want a commander with some fairly good aggression then. I want them to have some sense of, like, self-preservation, but destroy the enemy first. Okay, 76 naval, 63 aggression. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I like his command. 76, that's pretty admirable. Yeah, kamikaze DD attack. Alright, fair enough. And we'll go with absolute then just to ensure that we do see action here. Right, make sure you head out there. You're not set to run, so that's what we need. Okay, Ondo. We don't have a huge amount of fuel here to Guam. That's an issue. A couple of patrol boats here. They're currently running surface patrol. Mine layer coastal. Right, what I need to do then is set you to mine laying. Lay mines. There we go. Right, we'll have you lay some additional mines, so we are up to 242 at the moment. That's what we need. I love the Pokemon. Pikachu. Right, what do we have in terms of mines at Saipan? 181 mines. So, not terrible. We do definitely have a greater minefield at Guam, so if we can actually build that up in the meantime, that would be a really good idea. No mines over here, that's an issue. Tinian lacks mines as well. Oosh. They did hit some of them last time. Well, that's really good news. It might be worthwhile to have the mine layer transferred to Tinian. Yeah, what I'm going to do is have it transferred to Tinian, considering the fact that, yeah, there's no mines there, and it is an important base. So we'll have them transferred. I do have some okay forces here, but not huge amounts of them. Okay. May the Emperor protect. Okay. Let's take a look at the operations report then. So still transporting supplies to Guam. Yap to Cow. Finally met our loss over here. Ah, it's reported been sunk, yeah. Okay. What do I have in terms of signal intelligence? Heavy volume of transmissions detected at Pearl Harbor, Midway, and Saipan. So there's something going on at Midway, and there's something going on at Pearl Harbor. So we're nowhere near the end of the Americans' rope here. Okay, let's see. Are you still patrolling this area? Right, you're headed back due to your crippled status. You're crippled as well, okay. Your return to replenish. Yeah, you're not far from crippled either. Our submarines have taken a major pounding. Okay, so still running our reconnaissance over here. Seems we're lacking a pilot. Let's grab the pilots they need. There we go, 13. The whole US Pacific Army is at Pearl Harbor. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, well you're currently running naval search. I'd rather you run naval attack, actually. Right, there we go. 30% search. Okay, you're still running over here. That's what I like to see. Okay, so it's going to be a very interesting first turn. Very. Okay, what I'm going to do is actually set up these. I mean, these ships are awful, but a patrol boat is... it's still something. It still may be able to carry some armament. So we'll set it to patrol here. If necessary, die for the Emperor. But do not waver. And take as many of them out as you can. Okay. So, I think with that, let's take a look at the weather. Overcast. That may aid us. I think we do have a chance. We definitely have a turn to get within somewhat range of the Marianas, but it's going to be about 2 turns before we can really engage in the Marianas. So we'll see how this turn goes. Right. I do need to load up fuel. We do have some fuel here. Let's begin to load some fuel, so we'll... Then again, it's going to actually exacerbate our issues in terms of dock capacity. We will have to pick up these troops. But I can get away with a day of loading some additional fuel. Yeah. Okay, you're docked. Right, just load up some fuel for the time being. Just get a day's worth of fuel. Right. As far as it goes, we really don't have much in the way of additional forces here. It's basically balls to the wall. Let's see how this goes then. I think it's going to be rather interesting. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. I think if we can actually get our destroyer into the transports, as well as our patrol boat, we might have something. Okay, yep, they're definitely landing here. Let's hope our defensive guns could actually inflict some damage here. Yeah, we are seeing 15cm guns actually. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Ooh, it actually causing some damage here. That's very good. The main thing here, the more transports are set aflame, it definitely does aid us for once the dive bombs and torpedo bombs come to play. It'll help as well, submarines as well, but we actually deal some damage here. Ooh. So it looks like he has some APDs in here, so some, yeah, Overton, Goldsborough. So he does have something in the way of warships in the Admiral fleet, so they're not completely defenseless, but they're not particularly well defended either. Okay. Yeah. Can you imagine Yamato and Musashi just rolling into this? Ooh. It's really good though that we're destroying their AA. That's going to help us out as well. Right, we are seeing their ships closing in here. I do not know what these 2 ships are. I don't know whether they're actually... Right, they're moving east. Okay. It's going to take a day before these guys come within range of Marianas. What do you guys think so far? Do you think we'll be able to repulse the American landers? Well, the American invaders. Okay, so the Cape Douglas did take 13 shell hits. She might very well go down. The LCI 435, she is, yeah, heavily damaged, on fire. Fallon took a hit. View one's not too many, so 241 Allied casualties suffered there. Not bad, at least we did, yeah, 470 coastal guns fired in defense there. That's quite a lot there. The good thing is we did destroy some guns and and vehicles. They lost some engineers as well. 19 of their squads disabled, 12 engineers disabled. It's going to hurt. It's going to be a big pound in there. But we should be able to last the day at least, and then support will come. We are going to look at moving the 14th Division to actually reinforce the Marianas. We should be able to accomplish that under the cover. Yeah, 2 next time. Okay, we should see our destroyer actually make it in here in the night, ideally. As well as a patrol boat should go out. Right. Wow. Holy moly. Now, one Japanese boy versus a fleet of American transport boys. Right, 10,000 yards. So it seems like, wow, one of them just goes immediately down. Yeah, she's just frightened to death. AP-8 Fuller. 9,000 yards. I think torpedoes will definitely... Yep, torpedoes out. Come on, Satsuki. The Elmore's hit there, 6,000 yards. For the Emperor, charge! Cape Douglas has gone down. 8,000 yards. So it's the 4 APDs there that are the real issue. I mean, these actual transports do have guns, but they're not too much of a danger. 3,000 yards, and the ship on fire, 2,000 yards. We might have some ramming action here. Yeah, this night combat is not great for them. Yeah, pretty much. Task Force breaks off. We've actually managed to inflict some really good damage there. So Satsuki comes out without a single hit. So Fuller takes a hit, she's on fire. President Jackson takes 2 hits, though we see no fires. Doyen takes a hit there, she's on fire. Yeah, imagine 4 DDs, imagine battleships. Elmore takes a hit, she's on fire. We did see a ship actually go down, which is interesting. So she must have been heavily damaged. Yep, LCI 435 goes down. That might be the landing craft. And the Cape Douglas is sunk. So we actually do manage to inflict 579 casualties there. Massive losses there for the Allies. 6 destroyed, squads 27 disabled, 27 non-combatant destroyed, 29 disabled, 4 engineers, 13 disabled. The big news is the vehicles lost here. That's really nice. Yeah. We should have a patrol boat actually sailing out as well. So now she's probably going to die. Yep, so they... Oh my god, they've actually been forced to retreat here. Oh, now that's very, very good. Okay. Depending on how many forces are on Saipan here, because that's actually driven transports off there. Very good. They've been forced to retreat, it seems. I can understand why. I mean, the task force itself is without cover, and they're being raided by warships. Now, it's going to be very interesting to see what we have on Saipan right now. Looks like our submarine has reacted here, as we are probably going to see some additional submarine strikes here on the transports. Very good. Okay, we are closing in on range. Yep, 10 Allied ships there. Are the actual transports pulling out, I wonder? Okay, we see some G3M... Yeah, G4M2s. Yep, this is the transport fleet. Come on, let's get some damage in here. Their flak is painful, but let's try and knock something out here. No luck. 3 damage. That's a shame. But we have driven them off for the time being. So that does buy us a day. There are American forces on Saipan. Now, if we can demolish them with the forces on Saipan itself, then that would be a major victory. Would definitely help our situation. Okay, so 2 A6M2 Senbakus. Yeah, the APDs, those are the issues. Okay. Actually, really good result there. The Allies are not in for an easy turkey shoot. Definitely not anymore. Okay. Yeah, wow. 4th Marine Division, 304 assault value. So a pretty strong force there, but we should be able to defeat it with the forces we have on Saipan, which would be the best idea. Yeah, Japanese bombardment. Now, this should do some pretty heavy damage to the 4th Marine Division. Ideally, anyway. So, what do we have here, then? We have the 31st Army, we have tanks. Now, ideally, we should be able to have more armor than the actual enemy here, which would be definitely to our favor. Okay, so we do outgun the enemy here. We do have half the number of their vehicles here. Remember, their fleet retreated, no supplies for a whole division, yeah. But it's impressive to say that they actually unloaded a division there pretty damn quickly. We do outnumber them, and I think it is pretty much worth our while to actually attack them. Really try and drive them off the island. We don't inflict any damage here, but it is going to hurt them. Possibly disrupt them, possibly a little bit of fatigue. But as Lupus points out there, they're not going to have too much in the way of supply, if any really at all. So we need to really use that against them. If we can destroy the 4th Marine Division on Saipan before the rest of the reinforcements arrive, that is going to be a major blow there. It would actually help to build up the experience and morale of the forces on Saipan. But the main thing is destroying the enemy in piecemeal actions. Yes, drive them out, starve them out, then strike. Well, I could go with bombardment. Yeah, but to save a landed 16,500 troops in a day, that's impressive. With ships and LCUs, yeah. Okay, guys. So, bombardment for all. If you can, bombard. Okay, we do have our other forces here. Yep. I mean, we have some amazing plan in here as well, which is really quite nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 31st Army Headquarters, Land 61. Let's see, do I have anybody better? What are we looking at in terms of fatigue? Actually, alright. Let's take a look at the 43rd. 40 Fachida. That's a name I recognise. Right, let's see. 85. Very good commander. Right, we'll have him reassigned. Very good commander here. Definitely. Okay. So, Kido Butai is 12 hexes out from Saipan. Now, another turn, another day's worth of movement will be within range. It looks as though the Americans will be as well. Though we've lost sight of the majority of what's out here. Okay, you're returning? That's fine by me. Somebody over here? That's fine. You're currently running full speed? Okay, we can manage it. And we've actually bought ourselves some time here. The Satsuki actually did perform a very good action there. Did she return back home? Yeah, she's home. Right, fantastic. So we can have her replenished. She already is. Fantastic. We'll keep it in reserve then. Okay, so our forces have arrived over here. So what we're going to do then is set about picking up the 14th Division, or at least as much of it as we can do. Okay, all amphibious. Right, so the tanker here, 2,400 units of fuel. Tell them to undock. Tell them to cancel loading that fuel. Cancel. Okay. So we can't dock here due to size. We're only about 940 tons over. So not bad. So let's take a look. Well, you can't carry anything, so we'll drop you out. You can carry a little bit of cargo, but that's nothing. Okay. Wow, that's a shame. I was hoping that would actually fix it. Right. 125. Your tonnage is 1,650. Yep, that'll do. It's a shame to lose capacity, but it means that we can actually dock and load much, much faster. So load the 14th Division. We'll load only the troops to do this sooner. Yes, except the load. There we go. Okay, superb. Now we do have our escorts over here. We'll drop you as well. I'm glad that they're actually docked and that's what matters. What we'll do then is transfer in our warships if we can. Right, so I can't have them actually directly accompanied by the warships, but I'll have the subchasers and no room at the docks. That makes sense. Okay. That's fine. We'll have the rest accompany them. Right. So once you're loaded up, I want you to set out for Saipan. Retirement orders are then allowed. High threat tolerance. Okay. Right. We'll drop the sub-chasers here. Okay. So we want to escort Task Force 10. Actually, you're the landed forces, so we want Task Force 65. In fairness, I don't want them to actually move away. So, in fact, follow Task Force 10. There we go. Remain at their sides. Lovely jubbly. Just don't react. We want to be with the actual transports, to be honest. There we go. So they'll be moving off soon, which is what we want. Okay. Very, very good. The enemy is coming. So, Kido Butai is 15 hexes out from the enemy transports. What we want to do then is move within range of our air cover, but ideally out of the range of the enemy. So if I take a look, so the vast majority of our forces in the air now are basic Guam and Tinian. What we want to do then is... I'm not going to move at full speed, so I don't believe I need to. Let's see. So if I was to move at cruise speed... 5 hexes west of Saipan, potentially so. Let's see. 8 hexes. Right, well, we'll move another turn at full speed, actually. We need that additional maneuverability. Next turn, I could probably get away with not running full speed. Okay. Right, what I'm going to do is actually put them on patrol. Just so I can actually take a look at where they're going to be. Okay, so that is 4 hexes out from Saipan. We'll go with... I'm going to go with about... I'll go with about 5 hexes. It does give us some range then. Now, to be fair, I'm going to go with 6 hexes. I want to engage them on the islands. Yeah, we'll go with about that. Okay. What I'm going to do now, then, is let's take a look. Well, this is it, but the thing is that outside of our range, I could use the torpedo bombers and etc., but I'd rather do it in mass. Well, again, I suppose we could do... They are moving east, however. Right. Well, okay, we'll push it a little bit further then. We'll push it to the maximum range, actually. And reduce that to 4 hexes off Saipan. 7 hexes away from the enemy. So we'll... I was going to actually have some of these A6 and 5s run escort over Kido Butai, but we're not going to do that, actually. We should have sufficient forces. So let's take a look at our actual aircraft here, then. Right, so we're running 9 hexes here. The D4s are running the same. Right, that should work out fine. What I'm going to do here then is actually use the Senbakus. Now currently they're set to combat air patrol, but what I'm going to do is actually have them on escort duties as well. I'm going to have them use their extended range to actually aid our forces. So that will put some additional long-range escorts in there, which is quite nice. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's also true. They'll escort the bombers. Okay, then I suppose what we can do is actually set the Senbakus to, again, defense. Yeah, perhaps so. Okay. Possibly low-level naval attack, but I think what I'd like to do is actually maintain them for combat air patrol until we have at least the majority of the American threat disabled. I don't want to get too cocky. Right. We'll assign the Taiho Squadron to combat air patrol as well. Okay, there we go. Beefed up combat air patrol even further. Actually, you know I'm going to go with another squadron as well. Yeah, bugger it. Vast majority of them will be on it. I'll go with the Shikaku squadron. So only 30 from the carriers will be sent out to escort them. But I think that is still okay, considering we still have our planes, obviously, from Saipan and Tinian in Guam. That works for me. Okay. Now, I'm not seeing anything else. Of course, we're still moving with our submarines back. Not a huge amount that can be done there. So we're going to bombard the forces over here, then. And so that we can actually inflict some damage on them. We do have plenty of supply here, which is great news. Saipan does actually, somewhat unmolested, gain some time to build up fortifications. So yeah, level 5 fortifications as well. The enemy is definitely going to suffer here. Did our mine layer make it Tinian? Yes, it has. Fantastic. It is complaining about lack of supply, so what we're going to do then is use our supply planes over here at Truck to supply Tinian instead. Yeah, I'd imagine they're going to be in for a hell of a surprise, to be honest. Hell of a surprise. Okay, what is the weather report here? Yeah, we'll detach once we get a little bit closer. I'm not going to do it as of yet because I don't trust it. We'll also have these forces to actually aid in surface task forces. So for the time being, we'll be rather cautious to an extent, and we'll see how things really flow. Ideally, we do have the actual cover here to really help us. Okay. Right, so Overcast. Let's see how we get on. Of course, we still have our submarines over here to aid. Oops. We'll go forwards. And now we should see Combined Fleet really make its presence known here. Yeah, we've made it very difficult for the American landing forces. I do wonder if they'll actually attack again. I think they definitely need the surface forces. The thing is, we have been able to separate the battleships from the transports. So I'm surprised the transports went ahead anyway. And of course, this is the AI. They're rather brave. Some sort suicidal at times. And we still could have managed some... right, what do we have here? Ah, so the transports are coming back then. They are bloody brave, aren't they? Interesting. Now, as to as to whether we'll see some success from our submarines is entirely unknown. But we actually should be within range now with Kido Butai very easily, which is going to be really, really bad news for the actual transports. They've actually helped us out there significantly. I almost expected them to move towards the rest of their surface forces. They definitely have additional surface forces, so I do wonder where they are. B-24 Liberator over Wake. Yes, okay. One of them damaged. Yep, Liberator's over Truck. Again, one more damaged. See, those Liberators would be really ferocious if they had the range to reach us. Thankfully, they don't to the Marianas. So we are definitely making the most of that. Okay, here we are. Right. We need to ideally deny them landing additional forces at Saipan. Wow, okay. Cool, man, rule! They evaded combat. Oh man, if they've actually... Right, okay. Whoa! Not good. Pollock. Right, one torpedo on fire, heavy damage. Right, okay. Not good. Definitely not good. Yeah, she isn't going anywhere. Thankfully, she hasn't really exploded, but yeah. Okay, right, we are seeing some D4Y1 Judies over here. Yep, attacking the APDs. Yeah, we'll see attacks from Kido Butai, definitely. 2 damaged. Senbakus. Come on, guys. No hits. True, but they're closing in eventually. The torpedo bombers might be able to make it. Okay, G4M2s. No, don't go for the smallest thing possible. What? What? Oh my god. Handa C gives his life for the Emperor by ramming LCI 402. Okay, that is, that's impressive. I'm genuinely quite amused by that. I did not expect one of my G4s to actually kamikaze into an LCI. I mean, you could have hit the LST, but yeah, okay. That's a new one. I love the fact that he gave his life for the Emperor, but go for the LST next time. Okay, they'll go additional supplies in Tinian as we need. We lose a tanker. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you have torpedoes, but I mean, in the heat of the moment, I suppose he went with it. Right, bombardment on the 4th Marine Division. Yeah, they're building strength back up, so we really do need to deal some damage to them now. Ideally, we can inflict a lot of destruction and fatigue on them while they're here. This is the best chance we'll get. The 43rd Division is the only real force capable of standing them. Ah, he was hit and I think he crashed into the ship. Okay. I suppose that would make a lot more sense. Oh, you bought a new tabletop RPG book. Do tell, girl, do tell. Okay, 3 casualties reported, 9 inflicted upon the enemy. 1 squad disabled. The main thing here is just really causing them issues. Right, I need Kido Butai to move within range, ideally. They should move, shouldn't they? Odd. I suppose this is the first time I've seen something not move when given an order. Very interesting. Okay, we'll give them an actual direct order then to move. Rather strange. First time I've encountered anything like that issue. Right. 1 ship moving southeast. Yeah, the allies, I don't know where exactly they are. I'm going to move towards more Tinian here. There we go. Right, retirement is not allowed. And send a fast DD group to Saipan to disrupt the landers again. Indeed, kamikaze. Right, what can we manage here? 30... Right, 36 knots from Ayodo. Impressive. What else do we have? 35 knots. Let's see, what can we put together here? I need speed above all. Right, 38 knots. Yeah, definitely what we want. Okay, Shimakaze, Oyodo. Yeah. Let's take a look. What does she have here in terms of armament? It's more so about the torpedoes that definitely... Right, yep. She definitely has a few torpedoes. I think we might go with some additional heavy cruisers. Okay, we'll go with Chikuma. It's a lot of AA given up, but... I'll send light cruisers, I think. Yeah, well, then again, this light cruiser has very little guns. I know Yodo is actually pretty well armed. Yeah, she's a pretty formidable warship there. Probably the best I've got for that role. Wrong Rancers. Okay. We'll send some additional destroyers as well. So yeah, we'll have... I mean, that torpedo complement, that is impressive. Oyodo doesn't have any. I may send... Yeah, frick it, we'll send Agano and Nishiro as well. Okay. Full speed. Head for Tinian. Sorry, well, head for Saipan and Tinian. Yeah, 33 knots. It's worthwhile, though. We'll not have much in the way of fuel, but they can definitely make it there. There is some fuel available at Saipan, so they'll be able to manage it. Reaction free, yeah. Yep, already got that. Fantastic. Okay. Remain on station, yep. Okay. Then Kido Butai will move within range. Fantastic. Right, I'm also going to send... Yep, there we go. Satsuki will head in here. Head for Saipan. Right, remain on station. Head to Saipan. There we go. We're trying to make the best of what we have here. It's a shame that we lost our tanker. God damn. Right, allow them to repair. Okay, what do we have here then? 3,166 troops. We're still loading troops. We can actually get a fair amount of them aboard, which is good news. We are aware of enemy submarine activity here, however. Right. ASW. The 4 sub-chasers, definitely. There we go. In fact, yeah, set them here. Indeed, half a year. Impressive, man. Awesome. In fact, I'll set that to, just 1 hex. Actually, no, 0 hexes. Just protect the port itself. Don't need anything fancy, do we? I can set up an additional 2 patrol boats over here. ASW. Shame about losing that tank. I was hoping to actually have that fuel. Right, 1 reaction. There we go. Yeah, mission speed's fine. There we go, lovely jubbly. Okay, so what can we figure out about the Americans? What are they doing? Thunderstorms this turn, not the best weather. Yeah, volume of transmissions at Pearl Harbor remains pretty high. Something's definitely coming out this way. Issue is we don't really have much in the way of intelligence now. We'll proceed once more. And in the name of the Emperor, we'll drive them from Saipan. Awesome. I've been looking at Star Wars Armada, actually. That looks like a really fun game. See, they're releasing a Super Star Destroyer soon, and that baby's £150, which is not too bad, actually, for a 24-inch model. So I'm genuinely tempted to go with Star Wars Armada. I mean, if anybody's had a, well, had some experience of playing Star Wars Armada, do tell, do tell. But indeed, I do hope you guys are definitely enjoying our luck so far. I mean, things are going fairly well for us. Does anybody have any questions about Warren Pacific so far? And, yeah, I hope everybody's having a good day. Oh yeah, Get a Grisby games do tend to have some fantastic music. Warren Pacific has a good mix of, like, sort of Japanese and then, like, Allied themes. Hello there, John. How you doing, my friend? Right. See, these Liberators, they've just not been really effectively able to do too much. I do wonder if the Allied forces are going to perhaps hit another island. I mean, it would be a major loss to lose track, but if they take Wake, it's not going to buy them too much. But it would give them another base. Try to lock down some information for us. But yeah, if they were to take another base closer to the Marianas, they'd be able to potentially bomb us with the Liberators. Like, Marcus Island could probably manage it. Okay. So, we've so far managed to prevent additional forces landing at Saipan. The 4th Marine Division is giving us a run for our money though. They're pretty strong. Now we are seeing additional forces. Ah, B6N1 Jills. What have we found here? The North Carolina. Okay. Torpedoes, please, if you will. New Mexico. 1 down. Come on. Get some torpedoes off, please. Another 1 down. Yes! Torpedo into New Mexico. Hit but no explosion. Damn it. Another one would have been beautiful. But 1 hit so far is fantastic. North Carolina again. Come on, torpedo, please, into the flank or starboard. Either or, I'm not too picky. Right, 1 down. But still, we managed to get a torpedo into New Mexico. Fantastic. It cost us the vast majority of the squadron there, but at least it did manage to actually get a hit there. It's a shame that one of the torpedoes didn't actually explode, because that would have been 2 hits on New Mexico, which would have actually been quite damaging. So we are going to see New Mexico probably turn around, yeah, since we saw a split there. So that is forcing them to peel off another battleship. Possibly. Though Allied damage control is pretty amazing. But good result there, very good result. Yep. US submarine nearby. Okay. 3 A-62 Senbakus. I mean, they'd probably do better just with kamikaze attacks, to be honest. Yeah, the main American force is definitely moving in now. Thankfully, we are still able to move supplies to Tinian via air transportation, which is very good news. It does help us out there. Okay. I mean, we need to build up the fortifications on Guam and Saipan. Right, here we go. So, bombardment attack once again. Now, this is going to really start to break them down over time. Indeed. If I can get another division into the Marianas, I'd be very happy. 2 divisions could probably hold the enemy off, or at least give them a definite run for their money. Right, 163 guns. I mean, ideally, we disable their guns and vehicles. That's what I need. But each day we prevent additional forces landing, it does definitely help us out massively so. Indeed, yeah. We'll go for a patrol here with Kido Butai, and as Lupus points out, they've reduced fuel. Right, we are aware now of an enemy submarine. I might have... I think I might use the D3A2 valves actually to run ASW perhaps. We really do want to watch out for submarines, as they will be coming. Okay, there's the transports, additional submarine sighted. Right. Right, okay, so that is potentially a fleet carrier. But it could be an escort carrier, as supposedly there's only 17 auxiliary planes. Another battleship there and heavy cruisers, okay. Additional ships moving in. But we are aware now of a battleship force to the south here, so we do need to be very aware of that. Okay, so amphibious task force. They're not far from done now. 5,000 men here loaded up, fantastic. We might be able to get through with most of the actual division. That'd be nice. Okay, yeah, you decided to go that way. That's fine. You're not going to survive. I forget to change their home ports. I should have had their port changed to Tinian. But still, you managed to drop some mines here. Only 33, but still, that's worthwhile. Better than having nothing, right? 40% way through here. Okay, how many engineers do we have on Saipan? Right. 217 engineers and 7 vehicles. The vehicles are massively important. Not much in the way of flak, not much in the way of artillery, but at least it's something. Yeah, it's really up to the actual division here to win this battle. Regiment here. Interestingly enough, we do have that force on Tinian. Right. Might be worthwhile actually having them recombined, but not too bad at all. Okay. Well, to be fair, we do have additional forces here, so what we're going to do then is I'm going to peel off some... Actually, every time it's allowed, yeah, we're going to peel off some actual submarine... destroyers over here. Have them escort the actual task force. ASW combat. Right. Follow. Task force 132. We'll peel off another one to actually do the same when it comes to Kido Butai. The main thing here is just to have additional forces. Then again... Hang on a second. Oh, have they arrived? Yes, they've arrived. Fantastic. Okay, awesome. So we actually have some warships now off the coast of Saipan. beautiful. Yeah, there we go. Satsuki can join her brethren. Oh, beautiful. Yes, we have our Yodo, Agano, Nashiro, Shimikaze, Yamagumo, Asagumo, Hibiki, and Satsuki. Beautiful. Okay. So, absolute remain here. Mission speed. Set your home port to Saipan. Yeah, pretty much. They're going to find it difficult. They'll not be able to land here alone. So we have guaranteed somewhat more security here at Saipan. Okay, I think one will be alright for now. I don't want to get too overzealous. Yeah, be careful that enemy CV task force does not sing up patrols. I think what we're going to do is move more towards the south now. So what we'll do then is move... Right, well, mission speed for 1. Okay. Set our patrol. Yeah, we'll go more so towards Guam. Definitely. Linga Verde. Okay. So it'll be just off the coast there. I think it's going to be, let's see. From Guam, we're looking at 13 hexes, so they'll be within range in the day. But we'll be in a good position here. We'll have the vast majority of our air forces to help us out here. I mean, the actual torpedo bombers did make a pretty good run here. Fatigue's building up, but it's worthwhile. Torpedo bombers really suffered for that attack, but they did manage to actually get a torpedo off, which was great. Okay, just have the entire squadron out there. Just whatever's left, really. What are the range settings? They're set at about 9. B6 and 1 Jills. 9. D4Y1 Judies are set to 9 as well. The reason for that is I want to use them together. So should be able to hit them. Yeah, all of them. Now we can double check anyway, we can make sure. So all D4Y1 Judas in this hex, 10,000 feet, 9 yards. Well, 9 hexes. Okay. D382s. Of course, their range is much lower. So we'll just have them set to naval attack at 10,000 feet at 6 hexes, obviously. Obviously, that's pretty danger close, but it would be nice to have some additional forces. Right. Okay. We do have a lot of combat patrol, which is quite nice. I think what I'm going to do is actually make sure everything's set to combat patrol. I think it's one of those things of where we do have the land-based fighters to escort them in, so yeah. Let's look after our carriers. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So we're looking at a turn then before the division's loaded. Perhaps all of it, but at least a good 2/3, 3/3, well, not 3/3, 3/4. And then we'll be able to set off towards Guam and the Marianas. Well, the Marianas in general. We did hit a battleship over here. Ideally, we could hit it again on its way out, which is fantastic. Yeah. Well, we have escorts from here. What I'll do then is let's see. I'll release the larger squadrons. Okay, so that's released a fair few of them, about half of them, give or take. We'll leave the rest to just obviously run 80-20. So pretty effective amounts of combat air patrol over the CVs. Okay. Yeah, quite a few Japanese task forces in this area. We do still have the submarines over here, which is definitely helping us out a great deal. It does also give us some additional security. I mean, the thing is, I'm going to hide really, probably here. Yeah, they very well could. Right, we'll go forward. What can we expect from weather? Thunderstorms still, so it's going to be interesting. The weather actually is going to be something to take into consideration. So right now, we have stormy weather over Kido Butai. Looks like overcast over this way, so that's helping us out. But stormy weather is going to be really good, actually. Possibly, I'd rather maybe overcast, but stormy weather does, really does help us out. It may actually prevent the enemy picking us up on reconnaissance. So let's hope for that. Yeah, definitely. We'll go forward then, ladies and gentlemen, and really see what happens here. We could see some very, very interesting results, ideally. Okay. We'll hope for the best. I mean, ideally it is good, but we'll see. Yeah, the bad weather's cancelling a lot of reconnaissance there, so yeah. Ideally, enemy reconnaissance doesn't make it through. Right, one-way hits. I mean, I'd love those torpedo bombs to get off another attack. They did do well. I mean, a few of them died, but a torpedo got through, and that's all that matters. It would have been fantastic had we seen two. But beggars can't be choosers. Oh my god, they're attempting it. Holy moly, good luck to them. This is gonna be fun. Wow. Now this is gonna be the turkey shoot. They're attempting to evade combat. Yeah, good luck to that one. Yeah, this is super good for us. Right there, maneuvering. I mean, we're at 9,000 yards here. Good luck trying to escape us. Open fire. Torpedoes out. Yeah, let the slaughter begin. Yep. There's not going to be much left here. I mean, we have Yo-Yodo, which is not far from being a heavy cruiser in her own right. Right, the range is increasing, but come on. Near Pearl Harbor, apparently. That's rather interesting. Torpedo... No, right. Torpedoes out, but we haven't seen any hits as of yet, but... And these cruisers, the other two light cruisers, do carry some pretty good torpedo complements. So, come on, we just need some torpedoes to hit here. Not that we need it, but the guns will definitely do a great job. Torpedoes out. Yeah, severe casualties. We do see fires aboard Hibiki. Oh my god, we just saw a collision there amongst the transports. So one of his actual transports just collided with another one. Oh, that's no good, is it? Absolute panic here. Oof. Custer got hit hard. Could this be, in fact, Custer's last stand? Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Range is 6,000 yards. Brilliant. Yeah, panic is definitely setting in here. Yeah, I mean, I can't blame them. The AI is being rather suicidal when it comes to their troops, though. But they still have forces. Internal explosions. I'd love to see some of these torpedoes hit. We've not seen any of them hit so far. I mean, this is in the day as well, so good luck to them. They're not going to be able to outrun or use the night to cover their retreat. Moonlight's pretty damn good as well. I mean, 67% moonlight. Torpedoes out. Bolivar. Well, you're not going to be liberating anything today. Satsuki is smoking, but the thing is, they're not going to be able to do too much here. Oof. 4,000 yards. Nah. Isn't not good for them. Critical damage, yeah. Oof. The radar's gone. Internal explosion aboard the Cavalier. Bolivar once again. Torpedoes. I mean, we have some fairly big guns here. But now Yodo is the main one here. Definitely. It is indeed a turkey shoot. Ooh, there we go. We finally got a torpedo hit. That's going to do some major, major damage there. Was that an appellation? Oof, that's going to hurt. APD's been silent so far. See, the thing is, they don't have anything to actually... Oh, Elmore hit there a torpedo. Ouch. Definitely ouch. So we've not even started firing the entirety of the squadron as of yet. Oof. This is going to be a morale booster. I'm so very glad that we did send something here. I think sending additional light cruisers was the right move as well. I mean, their firepower definitely is helping here. A lot of scripts are off screen, wow. There's a large force. There we go. Elmore goes down. I mean, she was hit by a torpedo, so I feel bad for her. Custer hit. So we're down to 4,000 yards here. Indeed. Yeah, I can imagine. And the Yodo is bloody impressive. She's a very modern light cruiser. She's generally, honestly, not far from being a heavy cruiser. And that's really dangerous. I mean, 222 gun value, that's really impressive. I think the destroyers have something in the range of like 40, so yeah, she's worth quite a lot. Yamagumo did take a hit, I think. Yep, 2,000 yards. Yeah, there's not much chance of missing here. Looks like they're using their A. Oof. I'd love to see small collisions here. Quick boys, they're getting away. Yeah, pretty much. Right, Cavalier. I mean, the main thing here is just making sure we sink ships here. We can't allow them to land. And they're definitely not going to be landing here. But we need to make sure they never return. Yeah, pretty much like knife firing range. I think we're doing it to actually bring small arms to fire here. Oof. Imagine had we had some battleships here. I am genuinely enjoying this. I mean, we are going to be pretty much out of ammunition here. Okay. So, as much as I enjoy this, we are going to speed this up. Wow, look at that. 1, 2. Oof. Oh, wow. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at the size of that. Only 293 casualties, but yeah, that number's going to really increase. Yeah, this is it. The visibility, the thunderstorms Yeah, the thunderstorms have just really, really saved our bacon here. I mean, due to the fact that visibility was reduced to 7,000 yards, I think that might have been why they approached, as they didn't actually see our forces until it was in fact too late. Yeah, radar detects 25,000 yards. The thing is, they can't run away from us. We have the speed advantage. Yeah, good luck to them. Just look at that. 49 hits, 54, 69, yeah, they've just been riddled. I mean, some of these ships actually didn't make it out here on damage due to the fact that we just didn't have time to shoot them. Oh. Oh, and a follow-up, wow. Oh, this should be nice. Round 2. Just look at these fires here. Those are major, major fires. Yeah, notice that they look to have lost at least 2 of their APDs. Right crossing the T here. And the pain train is a-coming. Coal train runs on whole grain, baby. Ugh. Good luck to them. Reliable speed of that take and shoot. Yep. Another APD. I think we're running really low on ammunition here. Yep, there's another one down. And the thing is, just setting them on fire, damaging them is just, yeah, nowhere near the amount of shells as of last time. Additional 47 casualties there. Yeah. They're not gonna make it, are they? Ouch. Oh, did one of them hit a mine on the way out as well? That sounded like something hit a mine. Jesus. Pretty much. It sounds like one of them hit a mine on the way out as well. Potentially more. So, that's gonna hurt. I mean, this is it. The Division's gonna eat through their supplies pretty quickly. Especially as they are involved in bombardment. Well, they're not bombardment, but we are. Ouch. Kido Butai is actually now safely here. Okay. Looks as though the enemy hasn't spotted us, though we will see if that is true in the coming turns. That is a major blow inflicted right there. Yeah, looks like they're not going to be able to land any forces anytime soon here. Though it looks like more is coming. And this is it, we need to win a strategic victory. We've won some tactical victories here, but it will not matter should the Allies' force become overwhelming. This is why Kido Butai must step up now. And really deliver the critical blow. The decisive battle must be fought. Right, here we go. These ships are just adding some insult to the injury here. Oh, aye. Oh, very nice. Ooh. That's some real salt there to add into the wounds. So 2 bomb hits, heavy fire, so damage. Yeah, that's another ship that's going to go down. Yep, look at this. 29 D3A2 valves. Oh, beautiful. Oh, yeah. They're not going to have anything left here. I mean, something like this just happened to the Japanese so very many times. So it's a nice bit of revenge here. Now, ideally, the torpedo bombers don't attack, but I suppose at the end of the day, it is... yeah, obliterated. That's a beautiful word. Oh my. Oh dear, she goes down. I mean, 4 damage, 2 destroyed by a flak, but yeah, we inflicted some heavy damage there. Another 40 casualties there, but the thing is, these numbers are going to rapidly increase. I mean, all the cargo that's been taken down with them is also to be taken into account. Okay. It looks as though the torpedo bombers have not attacked, so they might attack over here, perhaps. Or not at all. Interesting. Oh, they're actually still attempting to land here. That is very brave of them. Wow. I mean, they've been through some absolute hell. I suppose they have no choice. It's literally they land in Saipan or they die. They have no choice. I mean, the thing is, we have the coastal defenses here to pound them again, so this task force has been through hell multiple times. Yeah, I see plenty of force coming in here. I mean, the battleships is... wow, okay, yep. So they do have a large carrier force over here, so that looks like the main American carriers in the area. Pretty much. So, the battle is to come. I mean, whether we see airstrikes again is going to be interesting, but we do need to be very mindful of our combat air patrol now, considering just how many American carriers are off the coast. Well, not far away anyway. Yeah, I think we'll have to pull back out of range, ideally. They do land men at Saipan, so probably additional supply. But we did beat the ever-living hell out of them. But we are going to have to pull Kido Butai back. Right, doesn't look like they've landed any additional troops though. Very good news. As you can see that the 4th Marine Division has seen its combat potential actually drop. This is quite good. Okay, not bad at all. Only 5 casualties inflicted there. But the thing is, once they're out of supplies... Now, they'll probably receive some supplies here, but the thing is, that force has been really beaten up. Are we going to see any additional airstrikes? So that's the question. I suppose not, as we've just been through the land phase. And so we do have some time to actually pull back, so it's a good thing that the torpedo bombers didn't go in. Because there's a serious amount of... potential here. I think we might have to pull back to maximum range. Possibly. We'll see, really. The 86M5s have some pretty damn good range, that's for sure. It's going to be a hell of a fight now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carriers there. Right. They're moving west. Northwest. Okay. What we're going to do then is send out some submarines over here, try and intercept them, or at least cause some issues. Yeah, that's potentially a hell of a lot of aircraft. Right, you're basically buggered. But if each of them is carrying at least 90 aircraft, yeah, you bet your buddy that is a lot of air. Okay. Right, pull Kido Butai back. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna head back as far as I can here. We'll still have range on them. So from that position, obviously they're 14, but that's only 6 out from Guam and Saipan. The weather is going to be a major thing here, as obviously we do need to make our way out. Yeah, it's only overcast. What I'm going to do here is assign additional escorts to Kido Butai. Right. I might use the ones from Tinian to... Yeah, I think we are. I just think it's one of these things where it's... if we lose Kido Butai, we lose everything, so we can't risk it. So I think having an additional couple groups of fighters to help us would be a good idea. And that's what, an additional 94, ideally that's enough. Need to get the hell out. I think we are going to move to full speed here. I think it's very much a situation that demands it. We just need to get the hell out. I mean, we are moving at full speed, so do we move at... do we move further out? Right, all the fighters aboard the actual... Right. Right, I'm going to move outside of range of the Death Star. Okay. Ah, right, I see. Where are they? Ah, they're over here, okay. Yeah, ammunition's down to 37%. I think it might be a case of just getting the hell out of here, actually. Yeah, we'll tell them to get the hell out. I need fuel. Okay, the transports are setting off. Mission speed for them? Yeah. I really need fuel. It's crazy how much I need fuel right now. Right. 10 hexes. Yeah. Okay. I'm actually going to transfer them to Tinian. Let's see. What do we have here? The 61st South Flotilla. So then waypoints way out here. I've been trying to avoid the worst of the enemy, to be honest. We still have some level bombers, so let's hope that they can actually cause some damage. The weather is rain, so let's hope for the best then, ladies and gentlemen, because we are going to need it. At least the landing forces do seem to be annihilated for the most part. Whether that be enough to secure us is unknown. Yeah. It's going to be a case of, ideally, the land-based planes actually do score some hits on the carriers. That really saves a lot of pain. Yeah, they continue to unload. Good luck to them. They're going to suffer damage. Definitely what we need. Critical damage there. Okay. 7 hits there. Heavy fires to the LCI for free. But Fairland there taking 7 hits. Pretty big, yeah. Loses additional men. I like that one. Thank you very much there, man. And I'm really happy about the microphone. It was due to actual viewer support that I managed to get this microphone. Has Kido Butai split there? Interesting. Right, okay. But we have once again found them. I suppose the thing is we're just trying to get out of here, aren't we? So we'll see what happens. Do we actually engage or not? No, we actually pull out. Still so much here. But we pull out. Right, we withdraw to Saipan. Ah, but just the 2 APDs. Wow, okay. Good luck to you, my friend. Thing is, are we actually going to fight here? I don't think we really have the ammunition. Nighttime service combat. Yeah, we open fire. Well, it's been a pleasure destroying you. The patrol force was set to react. Fair enough. Let's get forward to see the results. Okay. Yeah, we just don't really have much in the way of ammunition, do we? But she's taken a lot of fire. A lot of damage there. Ah! Midget submarine, finally! Nice! Further damage. Ooh, yeah. Midget submarine's finally in action. 2 torpedoes there, that's gonna hurt. Yep, she goes down. Oh, yeah, here comes the midgets. Who called for a midget party? That's another one there. Oh, man. They've just not had a good time, have they? Are we going to see additional reaction here? Yeah, it looks like it. That's going to be very interesting. Well, I suppose at the end of the day, it's going to be an interesting result. I suppose we should have turned off reaction, but we'll see how things go. Right. Might be able to hit them with the torpedoes here. We'll see. I mean, we pulled out at night, which is good news. Right, yeah, once again, the midgets are out in force. Yeah, good luck to them. Oof. Just so much pain here. And she goes down too. Yep. My bet's on the transports. But okay, I suppose we are going to come under a heavy air attack over here, though. I suppose that was a bit of a mistake, having them still set to react within 3 hexes. I suppose that was within 3 hexes, so that does make sense. Will be interesting, I suppose. We'll see how they go on. Hello there, Detod. How you doing there, my friend? Yeah. I think they're a little bit, outgunned. Ideally we survive this, but Williams goes down. But they're definitely not going to land anything at Saipan now. I do wonder if they'll retire. It's going to be an interesting phase coming here. Okay. Yep, they both go down. Golden Canada. Whoosh. Yeah. See, I'd love to move to North America. Ideally the US. I'd say probably New England, somewhere around that time, but well, area, or even or Colorado. Colorado could be quite nice. I'm very much a fan of like, I don't know, something similar to home would be nice. I do like myself some mountains though. Oh dear. I feel like we might regret having these forces actually peeled off, but we'll see. It's not guaranteed that the carriers are nearby. I don't know if this is the carriers or not. Right, what do we have here? California. King George, apparently. New Mexico. Doubt that one. Okay, yep. California, New Mexico. We might actually see battleship on battleship action here. Harry Lee. Don't ram it. Torpedo, yep. Severe damage. One down. Good job, good job. Yep, supposedly carriers here. We might have misidentified something, actually. Idaho. Come on, torpedoes, please. Oh, hit but no explosion. That's such a shame. Apparently Parker's goes down anyway. But it's a shame that we didn't actually hit the Idaho. Yeah, we might very well see battleship on battleship action here. Oh, good job. She goes down. Yeah, we're still going. Still going here. Right, come on, let's get a torpedo into the Idaho. Shame we don't get a hit there. There's a lot of task forces to choose from, so we'll see what happens. California once again. We might have misidentified battleships as carriers, perhaps. Yeah, those Jills aren't getting through. That's a shame. Yeah, it's the issue that they're attacking piecemeal. I think we managed to look out of that one, so we'll have that force pull out. What do we have here? Right. Near miss, yeah, okay. Right, so not as many carriers as we actually did fear. Now that's very good information then. There's still potentially carriers here, but not as much as we feared. Yeah, she goes down pretty certain on that one. And our submarines really do take a massive pounding once the enemy does in fact bring sufficient AW means into play. Yeah, the 4th Marine Division's definitely been taking a lot of hits here. That's nice. I mean, good luck to them here. Good luck. Yeah, it's just the issue that these aircraft go out. Ideally, they'd like to coordinate, but it's not certain that they can. We don't have huge unit sizes either, which doesn't help. Okay, yeah, we are causing a lot of damage to them. We might start looking at deliberate attacks soon, but we'll give it a bit more time. I suppose what we'll do now is we'll bring Kido Butai within range again. Then again, it looks as though there might not even be any carriers here. That's very intriguing. Let's see. Right. Your home port will be Guam. I mean, fuel's something that we have to be really mindful of now. We are running quite low here. So we are going to, yeah, we're really low on fuel here. Okay. Looks like we might actually be out of range. That's irritating. Yes, it looks like they're returning to their actual home port here. So we do need to make sure we set this in the future. But at least they're out of range, so... Not the worst, I suppose. We'll be able to relink, well, link back up. Yeah, fuel. I'm aware. Okay. Meet each other. Well, not too far off Babal Douab. It's a shame that I lack fuel now. Okay. I'm gonna load the fuel here. Right. What I'm going to do here then is actually change the reaction down to just 1 hex. Right, you're still here. We have a size 4 port. Could we rearm here? That's the question. We might be able to be fair. Well, what I'll do is actually set that home port to Guam. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to replenish here. Oh, we actually are replenished. Okay, fantastic. Right. Well, don't react. I'm going to have you move over to Guam, actually. Normal threat threshold. Okay. I think it might be worthwhile now. Possibly go on a deliberate attack, but I think we'll give it another few days, ideally. See what we can manage to pull out our arses. Yeah, they lost a lot there. Okay, we do have some A675 replacements, that's good. Thing is, there's going to be more forces coming. We are giving the Allied forces a run for their money here, though. Yeah. And I doubt they've lost Washington and New Mexico. But it is hurting them. They're not really going to be able to take Saipan now. I doubt it. They may still attempt it. They may still have forces. But I doubt it. Right, no more midget subs. What are we looking at in terms of fortification then? So still 16%, so no good. 17% over here. Definitely not what we want. Right, at least we do have some reinforcements to arrive, so that's good news. I mean, perhaps we actually head straight for Guam. Probably the better option. At least for now. It means that we'll obviously move by our own ships. Yeah, probably the best option. They're not going to make it to Guam next turn, but we'll see how things go. Right, partly cloudy. See, I'd increase their range, but the thing is I don't want to push their range to where they're not going to have enough escorts. Right. We'll see how things go. It's going to be a very interesting turn, I think. Ideally, we come out best, but we'll see how things go. But, I mean, I really do not want to get into a surface action. The thing is, we'd probably come out on top due to the, supreme firepower of Yamato and Musashi. But we don't want to get into that sort of engagement. We want to use our aircraft. We aren't seeing supposedly many US carriers, but that information isn't exactly reliable. So the US carriers are probably still around. We just don't know where they are. So there are definitely fleet carriers abroad. Well, about somewhere. Wow. Yep, here comes the American battleships here. That's going to be an interesting result. Are they going to seek to bombard us? I'm not too sure what their purpose is here. Yep, North Carolina. It's a good thing we pulled out our lighter ships. They could have had a crack at it, but yeah, they would have taken severe losses. Internal explosion. Salt Lake City. Renshaw. North Carolina. It looks like two other heavy cruisers, perhaps? Maybe battleships still. It looks like a British battleship. Okay. Yeah, but me thinks the patrol boat isn't going to make it. Let's speed this up, see what the results are then. Of course she's going to go down. New Mexico and North Carolina. Louisville and Salt Lake City. Yeah, the Americans are definitely moving in some heavy forces here. It looks like some forces to the rear here. These could very well be the carriers. I'm not entirely sure if we'd be within torpedo bomber range. Possibly. Possibly. They really, really want Saipan. We might see if we can reinforce Guam, and then move our forces from Guam to Saipan should the task force has been driven off. The thing is, I can really, I can defeat his battleships. It will really savage my bomber force. That's the issue. Right, let's hope our... Oh, beautiful, Harry Lever. Let's hope our torpedoes can actually really save the day. Right, second one hit, but no explosion. Yeah, torpedo miss. Not really the best target to be looking for. I do wonder where the American carriers are. At least Kido Butai has been able to link back up. That's what matters. Right, looks like we have bad weather here. But the main thing is we've linked back up now. Fuel's a little bit of a premium. We do have an oiler loading fuel here. But we can take oil from Babel Duab or Guam. We'll see. I'm very glad I moved my service forces out from Saipan to Guam. Okay. Yeah, 8 hits there. Heavy cruiser Canberra and Boston. Interesting. I'm going to be very glad of these midget subs. They might be able to hit the battleship should they come to play. Right, the 4th Marine Division still has some fight in it. I'd imagine they're not doing too well. Ah, right, we are seeing a return attack here now. Interesting. They don't actually inflict any damage, it seems. But it is obviously going to use some more of their supply, which is good news. Right. We might have some further information here due to the short range here. We'll just need a way to use Combined Fleet. But we might be able to pull it off this turn due to the fact that, well, yep, they're pretty much close range. It doesn't look like there's any carriers perhaps nearby, so we need to get in and deal maximum damage, really. Ideally sink some battleships, that'd be nice. 202nd has arrived. Right, let's take a look at what's just arrived. Right, we have some additional A6M5s. Now they're carrier capable. Let's see, if I was to transfer them to a ship, right, I can't actually handle them aboard Kido Butai. We'll transfer them to... I'm going to go with Saipan, just to actually try and alleviate some of the issues. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's take a look then. I'm going to factor these are probably service forces. Supposedly there's carriers in there, but I think we'll be able to overwhelm them. It's a very dangerous situation because we are lacking information here. We'll give it a go. I think maybe... Yeah, that looks good. About there. So, 104.93. Why does it show only the 4th Marine Division at Saipan, the 2nd Marine Division and the US 27th were there? Well, the thing is, they weren't able to unload. We actually managed to disrupt his actual forces to such a degree they haven't actually been able to unload, it seems. Let's see. That would put us 6 hexes off. I'll have to settle with that. I would like to be ideally closer, but 6 hexes will do. Right. I'm going to still maintain a fairly strong combat Admiral. Right, you shouldn't react, but yep. Should they come and knock in at Kido Butai, at least we do have the big guns of Nagato, Yamato, and Musashi. Can I manage any closer? Let's take a look. Right, so if I was to be here, 6. Direct. Yeah, I think the closest I can manage is about 6. I suppose that'll have to do. I really can't afford much in the way of full speed. It's not really particularly worth it at the moment. Right, Ondo's at least loading up, so that's good news. So at least we'll have 8,000 units of fuel to put back into Kido Butai. They do eat that fuel pretty damn quickly. Partly cloudy. What's the weather like over the task force? So thunderstorms over here, fantastic. Right, we are seeing overcast. But we should have some pretty good information here. Right, do we continue with just the bombardment? I'd say so. And you take a look at this, it's like the amount of supplies required here. You can imagine how this Marine Division will be coping without really any. Storm mission speed. I mean, we are carrying here 5,338 troops. Strike them with Kido Butai. They shall know no fear. The Emperor protects. I've actually been reading the Rogue Trader novels. They're pretty cool, actually, so far. I just love the idea of 40k naval combat. It's just so freaking fantastic. I love the fact that even though it's so far in advance, it's still like so archaic in ways. I'll go for full speed, I think, perhaps in the future. Yeah, there's a lot of forces there. What's the difference? Come on, midget. Yeah, you're not gonna make it. Seems Bridget the midget submarine isn't gonna make it. North Carolina's just at Saipan now. Looks like the end has come for our submarines here, the most part. Yeah, Pennsylvania. There's a lot of battleships here. I-5. 8 hits. Right, oof. North Carolina. Yeah, these bombardments are gonna hurt. I suppose it's probably best that we didn't actually attack the Marine Division, due to the fact that, yeah, we're in for a hell of a bombardment. Yeah, pretty much. Salt Lake City. Issues, I don't think we'll see much return fire. If any, really. $8,000 yards. We might see some return fire now. 7,000 yards. Come on, let's see some return fire. 4,000. It looks like our defensive guns have been, for the most part, suppressed. Ah, here we go. The Saipan naval defense. Yep, there we go. At least we got a hit in there. Yeah, come on. It's gonna hurt, but let's see what the actual results are like. Okay. Not so bad then, 165 casualties. We did hit the Louisville 4 times, that's quite nice. 5 A675s with damage, that's a shame. Right. It's not gonna help us, the airbase. Oof. Yeah, they really hit the runway hard there. That hurts. We didn't take too much in the way of damage, but... Oh, here we go again. Idaho. Yeah. I feel bad for transferring that A675 squadron there now. Let's see what the results are. Yeah, 9 damage. Wow, we actually did hit Idaho 18 times, California 11 times, Canberra 5 times. Not really much in the way of damage, but... Yeah, it looks like the air base has been knocked out here at Saipan. Completely, really. Yeah, but at least we did hit some of the battleships. I don't know if we really inflicted anything more than minor damage, but that could make all the difference when it actually comes to the battles to come. Right. Don't you hunt down my midgets. I have no right. Well, Ha-28 makes it out. Right, we should be well within range now for our airstrike, so let's see what sort of damage we can inflict here. It'll be very interesting. Ah, right, loses cohesion. Seems like the weather wasn't helping us there. Right, here we go, big strike. There we go. Deck penetration. Are we actually hitting the transports here? Wow, that's brutal. First strike by combined fleet. Yeah, these transports just were not long for this world. They've suffered so much. I suppose it does make sense, hit the battleships after the transports are defeated. Good bit of morale building here. Yeah, that's very true. He hasn't the force on the island to take it either. We do have a lot of fortification. We do have reinforcements nearby as well, which is quite good. But yeah, this transport fleet's just taken so much. There we go, we'll speed it up, see what the results are. Okay. So we suffered a few destroyed aircraft, but not too bad in reality. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sunk there. It doesn't look like we have any troops aboard, but the thing is, yeah. That's just supply, yeah. Right, here we go. Looks like they're going for the battleships here, perhaps. Wow, that's a good hit. Bloody hell. That's pretty much dead. Yep, definitely dead. I mean, fuck that one ship in particular. Interesting. Ah, unescorted D3A2 Vals. Yes, I do like that approach. Well, we actually hit it. Not with anything spectacular, but... Not really worth the effort, but I suppose we do hit the APA 3 times as well. Yeah, 60 kilogram bombs. Oh, another 4 going, okay. Thanks, man. Ah, well, we do hit the President Hayes. Another 2 bomb hits. Just issue that only 60 kilogram bombs, aren't they? It's not too bad, really. I mean, it sucks if you're next to it, but... I'm surprised the Allied landing forces have not been wiped out. Ideally, we see a proper strike against the battleships now, perhaps. Oh, here we go. Is this the transports again? Yeah, would indeed seem to be. Yeah, definitely fuck those transports. Yeah. Ideally, we wipe it out this turn, and then we can focus on the enemy surface fleet. They may yet come to battle. Obliterated, yep. Yeah, definitely don't think they're gonna make it. Hello there, Pitfiend. How you doing, my man? Yeah, we've had a good stream so far. Some very, very interesting results here. Okay, yeah, much better result there. Yeah, there's not many of them left here. Oh, wow, yeah, we sank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's not many left here. Yeah, they're basically annihilated at this point. I don't know where the carriers are, though. And it does worry me. Oh, we did sink 4 of their escorts, which was good. Yeah, Fortified did take some damage. I mean, the 4th Marine Division's definitely put up a hell of a fight. I know, right? They're still tough. Still tough. Our carriers are here. I don't know where the American carriers are, actually. It seems the AI isn't decided to employ them too well. We have definitely seen a lot of battleships. I mean, the thing is, we did see Iowa not too long ago, so I don't know where they've gone either. They're probably somewhere beyond our side radius. That's the thing we've got to be mindful of. Yeah, probably a lot of disruption there. Wouldn't be too surprising considering the fact they've been bombarded by heavy cruisers and battleships. Okay, I mean, it is suggesting, I mean, I don't know what that is. I mean, there's a lot of heavy cruisers. We don't have really good information here. Alright. Let's take a look. I'm going to continue the pressure. I do have reinforcements over here. It's just the issue of, like, can I ensure their security? I'm going to tell my forces, do not unload once you reach Guam. Right. There's no fuel there for you anyway. But please don't fuel. You have sufficient. Yeah, send them to remain on station. Good idea. Good one. Almost missed that. I'll set our home port to Guam as well. There we go. We are starting to run somewhat low on fuel. We'll close them in the range. We'll head towards Guam, actually. Yeah, it's definitely been a good catch here. Look if any of yours see... Indeed. Yeah, we look pretty good on payloads. There we go. Service task force to patrol around Saipan. See, what I'm going to do instead, actually, is follow Task Force 10. Actually, no, I'll tell you to merge with Task Force 65. I'm actually going to try and make it to Saipan this turn. I think it can be done. Yeah, we can make it to Saipan. I think if we make it to Saipan here... Right. Do not retreat. I just think we need the additional reinforcements here. So what we'll do then is... it's a big risk, I know. But I think we need to do this. Perhaps not so close. There we go. It's going to be a risky move. I'm not going to send in the battleships, but actually what I'll do is actually close the range on Saipan. I'll have you able to react within 1 hex. We'll see how that goes. Right. Then again, hello there, Newhauser. How you doing, my friend? Now, in fact, what we'll do then is follow them in. Yeah, I think it's probably worthwhile. Ensure they survive, really. I'll have a Kido Butai pull off to a little bit further off then. About there, give or take. Low threat threshold, make sure they do pull back should things get rough. But I think that's looking good. Weather is overcast. Oh yeah, 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 we've pretty much annihilated the landing forces. They've only managed to land the 4th Marine Division, and they've been there a couple of days now, starving. Let's go ahead and see how we're going here. I think there might only be 3 of them left from the landing forces. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Hello there, Optimistic Knowledge. How you doing, my man? Great name, by the way. Okay. I think it's worthwhile actually trying to make it through to Saipan. I think an additional 5,000 troops at Saipan would be worthwhile. Yeah, there's a big old clusterfuck there. Okay. Still no signs into the allied carriers. I mean, this is the AI is definitely nothing compared to a human player. Just look at the amount of force there. And the thing is, when it comes to actual battleship on... Oh, scrapes the bottom. Eesh, explosion in the water. Ouch. Yeah, when it comes to the battleship on battleship action, I'd rather have Yamato and Musashi. At least then we'd actually outgun them. Boston. No one down there. No hits this turn. Oh yeah, pretty much. Like, in this scenario, the allies just have so very much. So very much. Could have made things difficult, but yeah. The sheer amount of might would have been very difficult. Yep, looks as though the enemy is pulled back. I actually do not know where the carriers are. Not seen any carriers for a while now. Alright, 4th Marine Division continues to take some fire. And the good news is we'll have soon the 14th Division, was it? Which shall reinforce the island. Which would be very good news. I think we'll keep Kido Butai roughly in that position. I think it's a good spot there. Gives us range, but also gives us protection. Okay, but we've been able to, most importantly, do we have enough supply to Saipan? Yes, we do have a couple thousand tons actually. We can fly in additional supply as well from truck, should it be needed. Right, another squadron's arrived here. Okay. We keep seeing potential spottings of enemy carriers. I'm just not seeing them used, which is interesting. Okay. We might be able to take some fuel from Saipan if there's any. Well, this is it. It's just one of these things of, like, the Japs at that time just had no freaking, they just didn't have the capabilities. It just was not going to happen. Okay, I'm going to take additional destroyers, actually. We could do some fuel here. Okay. Yeah, there's no fuel left. But they still have enough now, that's all we need. Okay. Head back to meet Kido Butai. Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll leave these ships here to guard. It's not the strongest force, but it should actually be able to help them. No, I'm still going to pull back towards Kido Butai. I think it's one of these things of, I don't want to be caught out if in case there is allied aircraft used. They're going to be close enough to actually help out in the turn after. I'd rather have prior information to what we're getting rather than being caught up in it. Yeah, 7 fleet carriers and 8 light carriers. Huge amount of force there. Yep, 18,425 tons of supply. That's good news. So, our forces over here, then let's take a look. Amphibious. Yep, dock and unload. Superb. So I'll have additional forces of the 14th here to arrive. Beautiful. Okay. Transfer them to Tinian. Sell them for basically torpedo bombers, I suppose. Okay. Oiler 3,195. We'll get them out there then just for the time being to refuel Kido Butai. Well, not merge, of course. Yeah. There we go. Oh yeah, definitely. There we go, fantastic. Definitely. Lingo closer to Guam. There we go. Weather partly cloudy. Let's see how the allied forces here react. That's going to be rather interesting. And the thing is, even with the AI being rather interested in its approach, it has really caused some massive, massive issues. Yeah, that's impressive, isn't it? 90% of it in 2 days. What could you do about that? You couldn't do anything about it. Combined fleet's actually not seeing too much in the way of action here. It's been rather intriguing. Hello there, Electrolf. How you doing there, my friend? Yeah, this bad weather isn't helping us too much. Yep, additional forces out there. Yeah, relatively easy turnabout. Depending on what we see, it might be worth... I think I might have a D3A2s actually... and again, it's not worth actually bombarding the 4th Marine Division. I don't think so. Yeah, 14th Division there, 259 AV. Quite a lot there. We might go with a deliberate attack now. Play too much chaos of war to think differently. I like it. Yeah. There was to begin with, but we did manage to sink quite a lot of their carriers. Though, of course, AI is AI. It doesn't always make the perfect decisions, but they've still put up quite a hell of a fight. We have been rather lucky in how things have turned out. And of course with Kido Butai, I suppose the AI is a little bit wary. But the battle is far from over. Right, I think it might be the turn now to actually attack here at Saipan. Yet we've unloaded the 14th Division elements we had here, so let's go for it. We'll go with a deliberate attack. And kick the invaders from Saipan. Now, see, I'd love to use my dive bombers here, but I don't think it's worthwhile. Right, don't react. Sure, getting low. I mean, that's our biggest issue here. We could. Yeah, we do have time to do so. We'll bombard. Right, what sort of range we go for here? I suppose we don't even really need to worry about return fire, do we? We'll go for about 10,000 yards then. Don't pull out Chichiguma. And constantly rearm your aircraft. Okay. What we need to do then is actually assign our reconnaissance aircraft to run navals. Reconnaissance over the island. Range 0. Okay, let's get some reconnaissance. Always range for maximum damage. Okay. We'll go with 0 then. Pretty much point blank range. Sail the gun up, park it. Forget where you park it, get back in. And then shoot the enemy. Yeah, that should be a rather interesting time for the 4th Marine Division here. Effect on enemy safety. I like it. I suppose we do have Kido Butai to actually help secure us should something happen here. But I think, by and large, we'll have the run of the show here. Yeah, 5 of the outer attackers. But the main thing here, if we can actually defeat the 4th Division on Saipan, I don't think they really have much left. Definitely danger close. I did set them to actually target Saipan, didn't I? Did I? Did I? I actually can't remember if I did now. I may have forgot to. I can't remember if I did. I literally just did it. I can't remember if I did it. I might have made a dough moment. We'll see. I don't think I set them to Saipan. No, probably not. We'll see. Yeah, I forgot to set him Saipan. My bad. I was thinking then, wait a minute. We'll get him next time. Looks like the allies have just, by and large, retreated here. Fine by me. I mean, even this lone division. Yeah, the midget subs actually did cause some damage to the transports. They actually did pretty good. Yeah, they definitely did. Sorry about forgetting to set the bombardment. Set it up, and I just forgot to click on Saipan. Ooh. Yeah, they're doomed here. Defender, terrain, obviously they're leaders, but fatigue's not good. And we suffer 1,128 casualties, 555 casualties here. Of course, we'll have the bombardment to come. So it's gonna hurt them. Super hurt them. Okay, yeah, we had some additional forces arrive over here, that's nice. Looks like the AI has, for the most part, given up on the fight. Ooh, some G4s. For the sake of... Right, still, I don't know. There looks to be aircraft here. I generally do not know where the enemy carriers are. That's what I find interesting. Right. Yep, go bombard. Yeah, fuel's a bit of a premium here. Okay, definitely want another deliberate attack. Yeah, I think the allied AI is pretty much giving up. What we'll do then is, I'll throw the dive bombers at him. Yep, set all dive bombs to attack the ground forces on Saipan. Let's break them. I must break you. This would be an interesting way to end the stream. Let's go ahead and take a look at how well this turns out. I generally would love to know where the American carriers have been. We've always seen lots of activity around Pearl Harbor. Perhaps the AI decided Pearl Harbor's worth protecting. We did struggle in the first few days. Definitely struggled there. Wish I had some Liberators. They would be some superb bomber aircraft. Yep, here we go. Haruna. Yeah, send the midget subs to Pearl. Definitely some big guns now. Basically firing everything here. Yeah, even the AA. Just everything. That's gonna leave a mark. Yep, no hits received. Only 39 casualties actually inflicted there, but it's going to be pretty much the disruption fatigue that's going to hurt them a lot. But there's a lot of munitions that just landed down on them. The thing is, it's actually harder to hit men than you'd imagine. Some good damage though. It's going to be the disruption of fatigue that hurts them. And we'll see a airstrike, and then we'll finally see another deliberate attack. And I could probably get away with a shock attack, but I don't think we have yet enough force. I think once they're down to maybe 25% of their strength, or half their strength, we could consider a shock attack. Right, here we go. See how the D4Y1s and D3A2s do. Definitely some, yeah. AA is definitely still here, but yeah, this is not going to help them either. Lightnings. Looking forward to seeing how our men do here. Right, so there's carriers here. Definitely carriers there. Interesting. So they still have carriers then, that one's for sure. And they're near Wake. I do wonder why. But that is a force we weren't previously aware of. Interesting. Right, yeah, look at that. 191, so that's definitely taken them down a pinch. We may force them to surrender. Yep, their strength is decreasing here. $15-1 here. They have not yet surrendered, but we should be able to force it next turn. I think next turn we could probably get away with a shock attack. Yeah, fatigues are really hurting them, disruptions hurting them. Terrain and leader still helps, but that's not good. Look at that. Yeah. They don't have the men to lose. 166 guns, 92 vehicles. They still have a fantastic amount of armaments, but the thing is, I think we could get away with a shock attack next turn. I think we could. Quite a few forces arrive there. But since then we only have a few minutes left of the stream, I'd love to use them. But we'll look at that probably next time. So what we'll do here then is set up a final bombardment. Yeah, bombardment. Allow escorts to bombard, yes. Bombard Saipan. I think what we'll do is we'll throw all the bombers into this as well. Just throw everything at it for the final moments of the stream. Okay, we'll go with a shock attack. It's gonna hurt, but I think it's worth it. Yeah, that looks like actual carrier force there. We are seeing some fighters there. Yeah, shock attack for damn sure. There goes shock. Tenno, Haiga, Banzai. Oh dear. It's been a very interesting scenario. I mean, this would have been completely different had we been fighting the, well, a human opponent. Yeah, we would have not been doing this well. It's definitely forced designed by Pearl. Interesting. Yep, here we go. Bombardment once again. Night naval bombardment. So we inflict no apparent damage, but the thing is that is going to really boost our fatigue and disruption massively. Have you played this scenario against THG? No, this scenario we're playing is the Grand Campaign. Now, if you actually do want to go ahead and actually catch the Grand Campaign, you can definitely do so by visiting my own channel, so that's XTRG on YouTube, and looking for the actual series. It's easy to find when the cherry blossoms fall. And as well, you can see the American point of view, the Allied point of view on THG's channel, so that's the Historical Gamer on YouTube, and definitely worth checking out. Yeah, look at this. Quite a large airstrike, pretty varied. Okay, so we don't lose much in the way of aircraft. 13 casualties reported there. It doesn't look like much, but at the end of the day, we are really throwing a lot against him. Oh, fantastic there, mate. Thank you. We really do appreciate the support. It's going to be a very long and very exciting. I should have thrown in Yamato and Musashi. Why did I throw Yamato and Musashi? Forgot about them. Next time. Let's see how our shock attack goes here. Yeah, we'll definitely manage it. I mean, the 4th Marine Division has put up a fight. They've been basically marooned here without support on Saipan for a few days now, and I do not envy them. Definitely not where you want to be right now. Yeah, look at that. I think it will be the 14th Division to land the killing blow. Ah, no. Yep, they're pretty much out. Banzai! Wow. And they still don't surrender. Holy moly. There must be nothing left of them. Actually, surprisingly little losses there. Impressive. They've lost the majority of their forces, but they still hold on. I mean, we lost a lot there in that attack, but we can afford it. Surprised they actually didn't, yeah, they've been bombarded, hit by airstrikes twice now. So 2 days in a row they've been, well, 2 nights in a row they've had no sleep. They've been attacked pretty much continuously. They are tough bastards. Very tough. But, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure. Pleasure? It's been an absolute pleasure there, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that you have very much enjoyed the stream. I thoroughly enjoyed streaming. So I do hope you would go ahead and check out my channel on YouTube, that is XTRG, as well as the Historical Gamer on YouTube. We have an ongoing stream in, we have an ongoing play-by-email series in Garrick Reeves' War in the Pacific Admiral's Edition. I am playing as the Japanese Empire, and THG is playing as the Allied Forces. This play-by-email is pretty much going to go on for a few years, ideally. So it's going to be very fun. Do go ahead and join the Discord as well. Definitely worth it. Until next time, goodbye for now, ladies and gentlemen. Adios, muchachos.